friends! Welcome to Girls Run These Worlds and the second episode of Love in the Time of Mechs. I am JC Darcy, your GM for this limited series Lancer AP, where we explore the age-old quandary, what if big robot but sexy? Here to throw their philosophical hats into the ring are some of the most wonderful little goblins I've ever had the honor to know. Let me get them to introduce themselves and their pilots. I'm gonna do opposite of what I did last week, just to throw you all off. And you're gonna go first. We're gonna give you camera talk class.
That's lovely. My name is Anne, also known as EXO_Girl Wonder. I live on this channel practically. I am a mod as well as on-screen talent. And I will be playing Lex Mackenzie, aka Renegade, a girl of many secrets who likes to shoot things.
Angela!
Hello there, lovelies. It's absolutely wonderful to have you here with us. I am Amelia Lemos Morevejo. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm blessed to be joining this group as the apparently de facto leader / official leader, Ariadne Belmont, call sign Valkyrie.
Gask!
I'm a little goblin. My name is Gask.
If the boot fits.
If the boot fits. I play I can't even remember what last name. But his name is Dandy. His call sign is Fiasco, and he's just a little guy. That's all you need to know about him. He's just a little guy.
That's it. No secrets, no ambition, no nothing. Just a guy.
Just a guy.
A guy.
Just a guy.
Sure,
Guy who likes to blow things up.
He doesn't like to blow things up. It's just things tend to blow up around him, so he leaned into it.
That's a very important clarification.
The Harry Dresden of Lancer pilots. Amelia, bring some sanity to the group.
I don't know. Hi, I'm Amelia. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me on Twitter at am_rids_music. If that sounds rehearsed, it's because I do it basically that part every other week. I'm trying not to say matcha. And this week I am playing Talia Royce, call sign Flatwound, and otherwise, I don't know, my mug of the day is I only date superheroes.
It's a high bar to set. Well done. All right, with that, let's remind ourselves where we were and get some atmosphere up in this Humpty Bumpty. So, previously on Love in the Time of Mechs, hired by Lord Ulatos of House Ticrux, a merchant lord of the House of Dust, 4 pilots were charged with accompanying the final caravan of workers and mining equipment that he was evacuating off-world. You headed across some rough terrain in order to reach the spaceport of Soji, and all was well until the plains became exceptionally perilous. Progress was slowed a while as much care as possible was taken to avoid the deep chasms that have recently begun to scar the surface of the Moon of Bo. Despite all precautions and some heroic feats of mech piloting from our Lancers, a transport was lost, and the mood of our group, as well as that of their employer, was severely dampened. Just as the convoy reached the outskirts of Soji, sensors showed 2 fast-approaching figures, Mechs, being piloted directly towards the group, and suddenly showing up as enemy combatants. Engaging in a brief but brutal firefight, the strangers were subdued and threw up a white flag. Coming over comms, the leader identified herself as Beatrix Torsten, call sign Trixie, and revealed herself to be a friend of Valkyrie. So now we find ourselves on the rain-drenched, jagged rock plains outside of Soji, 6 Lancers, 1 smoking mech, and a lot of questions to be answered.
I have a question. Could someone remind me what happened to the other guy? Because I know we blew up Trixie.
He was fine. He pulled some pretty good stunts. He was a pretty impressive ace pilot.
Did he run away, or is he still floating around?
He came and landed next to Trixie as they kind of put up the white flag.
So what Renegade will do is not leave her mech, but kind of get like a visual, and I don't know if there's like a camera or whatever, but she'll like look at what's happening outside.
Yeah, I
and
think you've
just,
all
like,
got cockpits that are you're able to kind of look out and see what's going on. So you can witness the call sign redacted ace pilot land, and I believe Valkyrie, who's just remembered what that call sign is, I can see it on her face. I believe you did dismount your mech and you approached on foot. Is that right?
Yes. For anyone tuning in who wasn't able to catch the very end of the last session, I can actually put us right back in the emotional state that I was in at the end of that. Okay, that was right about where I was at the end of the last session. Yeah,
I believe you were face to face with Trixie. You were both dismounted from your mechs, hers and something of a smoking pile behind you.
Yes. And I had just asked her, like, how she happened to know the name Scrapper.
Mm-hmm.
And she said you would basically have someone will be interested in chatting with you.
She said, and she will say now as we segue seamlessly back into the action, I know her. And she said, if it ever called for it, I should come and find you. And that's what we've done.
And you had to do this by ensuring that we destroyed your mech first.
I underestimated you, what can I say?
A very poor decision to make.
One that we shan't repeat. Look, I have got all the answers. I've got questions and requests of my own, but I'd much rather be doing this in a nice warm bar with a nice strong drink in my hand. What do you say?
Does she feel like she's on the up and up?
Have you got any triggers that might help you get an idea?
I believe I do, actually. Hold on. Pilot narrative. I do have read a situation.
Perfect.
And spot.
I would say either of those would apply. Read a situation tends to be more sort of insighty, but since they're the same, you can roll. You have the same bonus, rather.
Yes, I will do that in this case, and I'll see if there's anything I can pick up from that. No.
Hard to read. You're having to shout to be heard over the rain and the wind. Her voice is hoarse from shouting, and there's a lot going on. The stink of like the exploded mech behind her. There's a lot of stimuli, and you're pretty emotional from what she's just said. It's hard to focus on exactly what she's laying down right now.
I don't think I have enough room in my mech to take her with me, do I? Because I don't
Probably
think I
not,
have
unless you have an extra compartment. But
sadly, I don't.
I think we have someone that has an expanded compartment, right? No? Oh.
No, that's a shame. Don't worry. She'll. Do you say anything to that point out loud?
Yes, I will make it. I will say. All right, you've made your point. Why don't we begin making our way there? I will state directly, if you try anything even remotely hostile.
I already did, and look where that got me.
Successfully try anything hostile on this occasion.
Gotcha. I don't rate my odds right now. I'm down one mech. There's 4 of you, 1 of us. I just want to get out of the rain.
Okay. She'll hop back in her mech and she'll indicate. She will put over the comms to everyone. Everyone, stand down.
Roger that.
You got it, boss. And Talia is just basically like eating popcorn throughout this whole. Like, where did she get that? Who knows? But this is just too good to pass up.
You got personalizations. You got like a little mini microwave in the cockpit of your mech.
Okay, so Renegade has essentially been eavesdropping through the, like, watching the whole thing.
Sure.
Is there a way, because she's also got she's basically always on the internet. She's perpetually on the internet.
Mm.
So
You're playing true to type.
absolutely. I'm basically just playing me, but smarter. Can I do some kind of check to do like essentially like a background check from my mech, like the names
Ooh.
or call signs or whatever?
Yeah, absolutely. What trigger are you putting forward? What do you think?
I would like to put forward the investigate trigger.
Sounds pretty good to me.
Yeah.
Go for
So essentially Renegade's just quietly like, she hears the comms, but she's kind of concentrating on something, and I'm gonna attempt to do this. See how this turns out.
See what sort of mood Foundry is in today.
Okay, let me see. Just a standard check.
If you just click next to investigate, the little
Yeah.
dice, it should roll for you with your +2.
Okay. YOLO. Whoop.
Foundry's in a mood. That's a 6.
That's unfortunate.
There's two things going on here that are kind of stymieing your attempts. One is that your connection to the greater Omninet whilst you're here on this very, very distant planet, being completely soaked by rain, it's really, really slow. It's really, really spotty. You have to kind of refresh a few times. All of the results aren't loading. But also what you can see is there aren't that many results. The call sign in particular, absolutely no hits. And you know it's a specific call sign. You've seen it on the readout. It's Trixie, but the eyes are 1s. That should turn up something. You're not just Googling Trixie.
Well, you know,
Nothing there.
if you're a hacker and you can be found on the Omninet, then you're doing it wrong.
Exactly.
So this tracks. And then when the comms come on and Valkyrie is telling everyone to stand down, it takes her like an extra minute to check in, but when she does, she goes, "Yep, copy that." And she sounds kind of distracted, like she, you know, like she was doing something else, but she just acknowledges it and then shuts off comms again.
All right. Trixie she's kind of continuing this sort of mock surrender. She's like, "Look, don't worry, I can climb in with Dagna. Extra compartment up there, nice and speedy. We can meet you in Soji. I'm probably going to have to get somebody to... In fact, I should probably look at this thing, see if it's even salvageable. Or I could just leave it. You want to escort us back? Got enough trust in there, or...?
Escorting would make the most sense. Am I overhearing all of this, I'm guessing?
Yeah.
Alright. We'll escort you back.
All right. You good?
Oh, sorry. Someone walked in on me there. I did not hear the question.
We've established that you're going to escort them back and basically request that she leave her shattered mech where it is.
Yeah, sure. I know exactly where to go. I know. Yeah, sure. I know all the routes. I can escort.
All right.
And they could just print up another one. Like,
yeah. She does take like a brief look back at it, and it's like one arm has fallen off. It's smoking. The sparks coming from sort of near the reactor core. You get the idea that's not going to be a fun place to be around in the next hour or so. And she just kind of shrugs and goes, "Yeah, I was due an upgrade anyway. All right. I'm gonna go hail my buddy. Gonna climb in his mech. Don't shoot."
okay.
And she hails the ace pilot. He's already landed, so she kind of like starts walking away. To begin with, she's like really genuinely like, "Don't shoot," like she's almost believing that you gotta do it. But by the time she turns and she walks over, you can see the cockpit lifts and she's able to climb in. You get a brief view of the pilot of this ace. He's a very good looking person with like big aviator shades and really like long burnished golden hair. great big grin. Every time that you see, like, Fiasco, you've caught a view of him as he's been, like, doing loop-de-loops around you on the battlefield. Every time you've seen him, he's just been smiling widely. Perfect pearly whites.
Did you make him on purpose?
I really didn't.
Just to make my guy look even more just a guy.
Just a guy.
Just even more of a pathetic little meow meow.
I can't believe we're visited by blonde Tom Cruise from Top Gun.
I was gonna say, is his call sign Maverick?
No, it's even better than that. So, leaving behind the smoking crater and these wind-blasted, awful plains of Bow, you begin making your way to your what was originally your final destination, which is the spaceport of Sochi. And as you approach, you see it's still raining, and the storm clouds have sort of gathered, and everything is a bit dim and dull, but the lights of the city are not dulled. It is the first port of call for most visitors to Bow. It's as close to a capital as exists, but there are not that many visitors. It's not exactly a tourist trap. This is the planet furthest from the core of Caracas. It was the 9th house. It was the 9th planet to be established. People who come here tend to work and live here. And this is the spaceport that serves the staff and workers who tend to the research and development hubs that orbit the planet. So this is like not quite Vegas, but like almost like resort level, like corporate resort, but on Coruscant, but with none of the shine. It's pretty grody. House Dust has earned its name. It's a pretty lackluster kind of house, and the city, whilst it tries to get rid of that impression, is definitely belying that impression.
May I invoke our first bond stuff? Because we just
please.
did that.
Please.
Because I have Feel the Air, which is basically... wait, how... Okay. I can ask the GM up to 3 of the following. Okay. We already kind of know who lives here, who has passed through recently, and who owns this place. So I guess the one question is, what part of this place do people avoid, and why?
Ooh. When you write things and you don't take into account bullshit bond powers.
Bullshit.
Balance in my Lancer? Surely not. What kind of place do people avoid? I mean, it's a city, so there's always going to be some form of underbelly, and you genuinely get the impression that the seedy underbelly of this city is rather closer to the surface than most, especially most within the trade baronies. Being this far away from Caracas means you're that far away from the law, and so if there was ever a place to run to or hide to, this would probably be with it.
Okay. And just for clarification, did you say House Dust, House Sand? Because I know that... Okay.
Yes, there is a dust and there is a sand. This is the seat of House Dust. So, you make your way into the streets, and I believe the first port of call for you would be a workshop. Fiasco, do you know somewhere here?
I mean, it is my home, kinda home, so I probably would, but they were looking for strong drinks, right? And
that was definitely one of the requests, yeah.
Yeah, oh god, I'm not sure how familiar I am with the whole, like, woo party scene, but I've heard a few things. I've heard, some popular places to go.
Have you got a trigger that might help you get a sense of where to go?
Do I? Does survive count?
I would definitely say that to Fiasco, this is a harsh, hostile, unforgiving environment, so yeah, why not?
You're so right, actually.
I just gotta get a drink to survive, man.
Okay, then survival. I recently bumped that up, so never mind, I won't speak, I won't jinx it. Let's go.
Hey, we got over a 10. Well done.
Whew.
Yeah, you do know this place. You probably do know the places to avoid. You know the places where people will bully you, and so those are the places that you avoid.
That's
you know
my
where the cool
secret
kids drink,
spider sense.
right?
Is that I
Don't
can
go
sense
there.
I can sense where the people who bully me gather.
So you would definitely know that there are plenty of workshops, plenty of engineering bays to be found, especially around the space lift. That is one of the major functions of this city. Is that it's sometimes because they do so much up and down to the stations in orbit. It's not always viable. It's not always as efficient to use spacecraft to go back and forth. So there is a space elevator, and clustered around that is a bunch of like scrap shops, junkyards, and workshops. So if you wanted to take Beatrix directly there to get her stuff sorted out, you may also benefit from being there. I don't know if anybody needs repairs.
How do repairs work? Because I lost HP, but I didn't get a structure damage.
I think in terms of HP, you just need to spend 1 repair.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Let me double check.
The Everest also has a thing where you spend 1 repair instead of 2 for something.
Yes.
I don't remember.
That's if you have lost a structure or a stress, but I don't think I was able to hit you hard enough last time. I will rectify that in the future, don't worry. But for now...
Oh, phew!
For now, if you just want to restore full HP, that will cost you 1 repair.
Awesome. Didn't South Pachyderm, like, die?
No.
How dare you?
Just
Die?
melted a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Did you take a stress?
I took a stress, yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, there you go. You will only need to spend 1 to fix that up. But as you enter this sort of engineering area, all of you will get a hail on the comms, and you more than recognize the incoming signal as being from Carlisle, who is your boss, in so much as Valkyrie is not your boss. Carlisle is the boss's boss. It's her outfit, it's her ship, it's her money. She's the money. So you receive a call from her, and you let it ring. And you let it ring.
Call sign Valkyrie answering the call. Who is this? Is this Carlisle?
Valkyrie, yeah, of course it's me. Why did you leave me waiting so long? You know me, you know my call sign.
I always have to remind you that you need to wait for certain things, Carlisle.
You don't need to be so formal. You don't need to take the piss. Look, it's only me. You had me worried. I was just wanting to check in and see how you were doing. You should have checked in already.
We have had a little bit of a snag, and that we are taking a slight detour to have a conversation with some new acquaintances of ours.
Oh. All right. Well, is everything okay? Did you get the job done?
Well, I'll put it to you this way. None of our mechs are really too damaged, and they've lost 1, so...
You've been in a fight?
Unfortunately, it came to that, but we're doing okay for the most part.
Well, that's good to know. A bit worrying. Might have a word with the contractor here and see if we can up the price a little bit. If you've been involved in some combat, that wasn't factored in, so might not be too bad. Might get you a little bit of extra cash.
I think that's going to be bounced up by the fact that we did have a bit of a mishap with one of the caravans we were attempting to escort. The whole of the team was struggling to do something, and I made a call that put us at a loss. So, with that being the case, consider it. If you do want to try and work in for that bonus, just mention both of those elements. Why don't you?
That's good to know. That's good to know. And I'm sure if it was a call that you had to make, Valkyrie, that you made the right one. I trust you implicitly. So don't worry about it.
I appreciate that we have this sort of arrangement, Carlisle. As always, you are the heart of everything that allows us to do what we do best.
That means I've got the money. Don't worry, I know it. But I've also got the connections.
Money goes a long way, Carlisle.
Out here,
I'm sure you're aware.
Absolutely. Out here goes a long way. Well, speaking of, I better go and collect some. I'm not going to give any of you it. I'm going to immediately plow it back into upgrading all your mechs. I'm going to go and sort the paperwork out, get the administrative shit done. I'm going to get you a license level, all right? So if you all leave your mechs where they are, I can see you're in a workshop. Book them in. I'll get it all sorted. I'll get the upgrades added straight on for you.
Alrighty, and Carlisle, do you happen to look in to folks? This is not something that she. I'm assuming this call is just happening between her and Carlisle, correct?
This was to all four of you, so that she
okay,
can
just
check in
double
with all
checking.
of you,
So,
yeah.
okay, so Nick's the next bit that I'm going to say in that case, because I was going to ask Carlisle about something more privately, but
Sure. All right.
Carlisle, could you possibly do me a favor?
Always.
I have at least one team member who maybe is still getting used to the whole being involved in more dangerous scenarios that are a little bit anxiety provoking.
Right. How's he doing?
He's doing just fine, considering the reputation people led me to believe about him. He's far better than anyone gave him credit for.
Good. That's really good to hear.
He's still a little bit much on the skittish side, but I think
He can
that's a
fucking
matter
hear
of-
you. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
A bunch of pots just like, oh jeez.
My bully sense went off, so I plugged my ears.
No, I'm sure you did great, Fiasco. Don't worry about it, mate.
I didn't even blow anything up. Well,
we're all
I
proud
blew
of
up.
you.
Actually, yeah, I should have blown something up, but I didn't this time. So sorry about that.
That's fine. If you have to blow up something, make sure it's somebody else. If you don't have that choice, if it's going to be both of you, don't blow the thing up. Do you know what I mean? I think you made the right choices. Well done.
I'll do my ding darn best.
I know you ding down will.
Thank you.
All right, get yourselves a drink, get yourself some food. Jump right on that elevator and come back up to us whenever you're ready. All right?
All right. Take care, Carlisle.
You got it.
Take care.
For some reason, like Valkyrie just has some kind of sound of like concords just going through her head. She doesn't know why. And before anyone says anything, I'm aware they're from New Zealand before someone gets on me for that one.
Don't know what you mean, mate. So, that is the advice you've been granted. And as you're approaching the workshop, you will see that Beatrix is wasting no time. She's dismounted from the other mech and gone straight inside. And begun the process of ordering a new print of her mech. What would you all like to do?
Well, if we're getting upgrades, because we could all hear that we are getting upgrades.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to, like, when Talia hears that, she gets like super excited, tries to rush over. I kind of want to beat Beatrix to the whole like ordering thing. Like, oh nope, I can't.
Me first. Yeah, sure. Have you got getting somewhere quickly as a trigger by any chance?
I usually take it. It's my favorite, but
It's pretty
I don't know if
useful.
I have it. I have show off, take control, word on the street, and charm.
Any of
This
those could be
could be-
applied.
Yeah,
Choose
this
your
could be
approach.
show off.
Right?
I'll show off. Let's show off. Give me just one moment. Let's show off.
I need you to tell me how this manifests itself.
I'm flipping off. Talia's sitting
Wait,
in the
what?
thing. No, Talia's sitting in her mech, hears that we're getting upgrades. She's gonna like leap out, like pop open the hood or something, like try to leap out and then just make a mad dash. And
Let's see what the dice say.
probably not. I'm gonna
can
fall
I-
on my face.
Can I roll?
Never mind.
Nice.
That's 20.
Of all the
No.
rolls to get that on, very good. Yeah, you just pull out, like, it looks so badass. Like, the hood pops and you come out in the rain and, like, your hair is flying behind you. You look like Batwoman. And
Rest of us are
I
like,
hope I intimidate Muscle's glasses in the flyby mech suit, whatever.
intimidate or arouse, one of the two. And so you make your way down and you go flip-flopping, cartwheeling, acrobating. And the others, like, they turn, Beatrix and the other, they turn like, oh shit, look at this. And you just breeze straight past them. You're away into the workshop.
Excuse me. And I just
Oh, I was gonna see if I could like sneak by unseen and just when Flatwound shows up, I'd be like, I was waiting here the whole time. Click.
You can try. If you can roll it and beat a 20, we'll say that the distraction has helped and you have beat her there.
Well, I probably won't, but it'd be really funny to try.
Go for it.
Here we go.
No, Anne, we're not allowed to do funny things in this game. Only serious things, please. Serious rolls only.
I'm sorry. I did not get there, but
I really want to get in on the roll off.
Do it.
For the fun of it. I do have get somewhere quickly.
I'm playing a serious character, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
So
believe
am
this
I,
exists.
obviously.
Go for it,
Okay.
Fiasco. Get
This is
somewhere
one-
quickly.
Yeah, we're just gonna make a mad dash. Oh no! Oh
Audrey's in a
no! Someone
foul
tied my
mood.
shoelaces together again.
Is everyone so distracted by Talia's acrobatics that they just like run?
I
into
tripped
the wall?
over my own feet looking at her.
You like splash into a puddle on the floor and you get like
Oh,
muddy water all in
no,
your
oh,
mustache.
Oh, I just
All
got
on
it
your
dry
glasses.
cleaned.
You got
I
your
feel like-
mustache dry cleaned?
Yeah.
Lex. I feel like Lex would have tried to zoom off, but like as soon as Daddy like trips over himself, she will like slow down and be like, come on, buddy, let's go.
That's how
So
it
they
goes.
both don't make it, and they just are like way too slow. But I feel
You
like
know when you put a hair dryer over it, that's dry cleaning, right? Because you're getting it dry.
so she'll say, come on, and offer her hand to
Thank you. I'll take it.
she's
Is-
doing that
is-
showing Talia's doing that showing off thing again, and Lex will roll her eyes.
It's not showing off if I'm just good at it. I'm sorry.
Was popularized by me falling into a puddle.
All right. Eventually, you will make
Okay.
your way in. And so you are free to dock your mechs, perform your repairs, and I feel like this is a decent time if everybody would like to talk about the LL1 upgrades that they have made to their mechs. We'll use the order on Zoom because I'm not looking at stream. Sorry, hi everybody who's in stream. I know that you're there and I love you. I just can't. I can't. ADHD. I can't. So Anne, you're at the top for me. Tell us which license level 1 you have taken and what that means for your mech.
Hey, I've taken license level 1 for the Pegasus, which means the hacker has acquired more guns. And one of the upgrades I have is a what is it called? Hunter lock, which means I shoot a thing, it gets blasted harder and does more damage. Yeah, and I also have a smart gun, which does cool stuff. It's accurate, seeking, and smart, which means it hits against e-defense rather than evasion.
So we've gone for straight up damage. That's where we're headed.
Yeah, that's where we're headed right
Beautiful.
now.
It felt good, didn't it? That Cyclone Pulse Rifle, you one-shot the thing. It feels
You
real
know, Renegade's decided she doesn't just want to be a hacker. She wants to be a hacker that does violence.
good. Wake up every morning and choose violence. Beautiful. I love it. I'm going to move down. Amelia, tell us about what you have put on your Sagmatha.
So on the Southbound Pachyderm, instead of going like any normal balanced license level 1 thing, I am taking the new addition to SSC, the White Witch, included in Carrick and Trade Berries, blah blah blah, Massive Press, itch.io, which is all about being immobilized and immobilizing others. So I have a ferrofluid lance, literally heavy metal. I forget the other thing. I don't know, just a lot of immobilization. And then otherwise, for my talents, I took Pancrati, which is even better with immobilization, just whack a fool. And I gave up Juggernaut for Blade Master, because what's the point of moving fast if you're stuck in place?
Perfect. Beautiful. I am a big fan of the White Witch, so I'm very interested to see how this is going to go. I'll go across. Fiasco, tell us about your choice.
I took the upgrade for the Monarch because I'm a little king, and which means that I got more rockets, and I got cool sounding anime sounding ass loadouts, the Sharingan missiles. Awesome.
I activate my Sharingan.
I activate my Sharingan. In terms of talents, I took the Siege Master, I think it's called. Essentially just lets me shoot with my cannons. I shoot with my cannons, I do good things with my cannons. Jackhammer, that's it. Siege was for launchers, I think. So jackhammer.
Cannon go boom.
Cannon go boom.
Good. There's a pattern. It's not overall, but there's a pattern. Silence. And Valkyrie, what is getting added to your mech?
Valkyrie has decided to take a license level in the IPSN Blackbeard, which the basic of that is that the less interesting, though very fun for me is for how I want to play, is I get synthetic muscle netting, which basically just means I can now ram things that are bigger than me and grapple things bigger than me. So it's basically going to be like, I don't care how big you are, I'm going to fight you. I don't care if you are the Goliath to my David, I will still win.
I love
Actually,
that.
if you are the Goliath to my David, I'm definitely going to win.
I love that 1v1 me energy.
Fight me IRL.
But well, it's also leaning into the fact that the other thing that I get and the way that I imagine this is that it's like if we're all at the spot like a mech shop or like repair shop where we're like looking at like, okay, here's possibilities we have to put in the orders and everything. She's like walking down the line looking at a lot of, or like looking through the dossiers, and then she just kind of sees a mech come in that has this very gnarly looking thing on it. It's serrated. It looks like it could absolutely shred a thing to pieces. It's a chain axe. So she sees that and she's like, that one. That's mine.
I relate to this shopping method so hard.
Just like, yeah, I could take the effective thing or just take the thing that like, don't you want some days just to go feral? Sometimes you got to go with that impulse. And I also decided to drop Stormbringer because I'm not going to be focusing as much on range because I do the punchy punch, or in my case, the shred, cleave, shoot, scream, shred, cleave, shoot. And I decided to just lean into the leadership aspect, and I took leader.
Beautiful.
So now I can just give commands to folks, and if they choose to follow up on it, they get more accuracy if they choose to follow my command.
Which I'm sure they all will.
Because I love this, and I usually put this flavor on everything, any system that causes immobilization, I imagine as like platform heals, that the actual heal part digs into the ground to like support. So like Barbarossa, any like Vlad, whatever, they all have high heals, and so does Southbound Pachyderm.
It's canon. Tom Pockets and Morgan, I know you're in chat. It's canon now. You're welcome.
They tried to get my mech to move, but my heels were too long.
I feel like Renegade would definitely follow orders if Valkyrie was like, yo. So at least one person? You've got at least one person to get mileage out of that?
I'm heartened by the King Hoots 2 pilot Boogaloo. Amazing. I think following that, so if Flatland is doing that kind of process of looking at her mech, I think Valkyrie's version of that is just like, for some reason she sees someone come out of the mech who like has this like green power suit armor and is muttering something that's like some weird phrase over and over under, like, sounds like his breath of rip and tear, and it like making a whirring like chainsaw noise, and she's just like, I'm gonna go with that. I'm gonna take it. But he knows what he wants. I'm gonna go with that.
You can't just shoot yourself into the surface of Bo.
You can't just grapple Mars. And I'm like, watch me try.
I'm gonna try.
I feel like Renegade, after like the whole thing about mech upgrades, she will like go someplace where she can like, I don't know, I imagine like learning new hacking abilities is like downloading programs and stuff. So she'll go to a place where she's gonna get like, I guess, a few more programs, a few more modules and things she can mess around with. I have all 3 levels of hacker now. So she's also kind of like, you know, I'm versatile. I can blow systems up. I can blow mechs up. This is fun. So she's kind of gone off and, you know, done
Doing
that.
her own thing.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I think it's worth briefly touching. I know it's kind of come up for some of you already as well. Now that you've hit LL1, we have chosen to include the bond system, also from the KCB supplement, massivepress.itch.io. It's something I really like about the narrative in Lancer that they've decided to add in. Anybody who's familiar with Blades in the Dark type systems, it's very pick an archetype, gain narrative powers related to that. So very, very briefly, if you would like to just, in the same order, shoot through and let us know which bond you've chosen and what power is related to it.
I guess that's me.
That's you.
I had a hard time picking because all of my powers are really cool, but I picked the Harlequin, and the power is called Exuent.
Exeunt.
Because
by a bear.
I know English, it's fine.
Sure.
So essentially it's an ability that allows you to escape a bad situation, but then the GM will then outline a consequence. So we don't die, but bad stuff happens, essentially.
That's a gift to me as a GM, so thank you.
I love that. I love giving my GM gifts, so they'll let me play at their table again.
We'll see. But yeah, for anybody looking into picking up this system, it is not great for people with executive dysfunction. So many choices. They're all so good. Be forewarned. Amelia, what did you choose?
For Talia, or Flatwound, I like to imagine she's a bit flighty. So I went with Bond of the Pathfinder, all about exploring a bunch of shit. And I've already used my bond power of Feel the Air, which is basically just get a vibe of wherever you're at, always and forever.
I love that. I love that a lot. Gask?
Feel the air on your skin. I chose, well, Darcy helped me pick, and it was a very immediate choice with us.
When you say I helped, I showed you the list.
And I saw the word fool, and I said, yes, please. That is me. That is my guy. He is a fool. I saw that you can gain XP from sheer dumb luck, and I said, yes, thank you. And also, I saw the skill that says that other people can do skill checks for me if I fail them, and they take the consequences. And I said, yes, please.
It was a very quick process.
It was a very fast process. So essentially, once per session, if I fail a skill check, so it's called rescue. Someone can come to my rescue and do the skill check for me with +1 accuracy, I think. But they suffer all the consequences of it. Thank you. Sorry.
I have a question about that. Who gets to pick who comes to your rescue? Do you just say, "Hey, you help me"?
I don't know.
How does it work?
You can let a nearby character, so I guess they have to be willing or something.
I think narratively it would definitely be a case of, hey, I'm gonna die, does anybody want to help me? And hopefully somebody will leap to your rescue. I'm sure that they will.
Sorry, I felt like that was an important question.
Thank you for the clarification. And finally, Angela, what bond have you chosen?
Surprising, I think no one. I've decided to go with the Path of the Titan, which essentially I am fueled by struggling with my burdensome background and addressing challenges with strength, leadership, or force. which I sense one of those will be used more than the others.
Mm-hmm.
Which one will be surprising even to me? And the power that I ended up taking was the wall. Essentially, I can stand in defense of another person and they won't take stress while I am conscious and within arm's reach. I will take the stress instead, and I can't concentrate on anything else while defending someone. So I'm sensing I'm probably going to be Fiasco's savior more
Literally
often.
the opposite of mine. You're like, I'll take the hit, whereas mine is like, someone take the hit for me, please.
Two sides of one coin, and I love it so much. So yeah, ever so briefly, the way that's going to work is you've got those ideals or goals, whatever they're called. You've got 3 major ones and 1 minor one. You can choose a different minor one at the start of every session, but your 3 majors are always the same. And at the end of the session, if you are convinced that you have played the game like that, you have exemplified those goals, you tick a little box and you get yourself an XP, so you can have a maximum of 4 XP per session. When you hit 8 XP, it goes all the way back down to 0, and you get to choose a new bond power. It's like leveling up, but without crunch. Just cool things to do. I love it. I love it so much. So, whilst you are in there, perusing catalogs and flicking through hollow images of different upgrades and things, Trixie is there. She orders herself a new mech. She has like a standing order that she knows what she wants. It works for her, and she's getting the same again. After all of you are in there, finally in walks Mr. Tom Cruise himself, with just every inch of swagger that you would expect. He is hot. I promised you hot NPCs, and here he is. He's so hot, and he knows it.
Renegade's kind of like visor, like her HUD just disappears off of her face, and she does this little side tilt thing when he shows up, and is like, hello there.
Hi, how are you? I will see if I can show him to you, actually.
Talia hates this man, but also is genuinely curious about him.
How
and it's going
could
to be
you?
very funny.
There he is.
Oh
my
yeah, no,
God.
Renegade's like when he turns around to walk away, she's totally checking him out. Just
Oh,
like,
Lord.
Looks like such a douchebag. I'm obsessed.
Mm-hmm. Well, thankfully, he's going to walk straight up to you, Fiasco. Just the constant smile, just the big glasses.
Before he
He's
even says anything, Fiasco's probably looking up at him, I'm imagining, because Fiasco
yeah.
and it's like, you make me feel inadequate in every way.
Hey, don't feel like that. You did great. You pulled some really sick moves. I loved what you had out there. And like, no consent, not even asking, just like wherever your hand, he's walking towards you with his hand out, and if you don't respond, he just reaches down and grabs it and just pulls you into like a handshake / bro fist / like secret handshake where he's doing like the things but you're not, you're just like a limp sock.
Yeah, it's just like slap flap.
Yeah. And then at the end he's like, fuck it, gives up, just clasps your fist and just like pulls you into like a great big bro hug with your fists like trapped between your body. He smells
I like look over your shoulder at any of the people, any of my comrades, and I'm just like, is this an attack?
Do you need like help or something? Like, is this okay?
I don't know.
Talia gives a really confused thumbs up.
Lex is watching this kind of half amused, but then she like whispers to Talia, just like, he was hot, and then he opened his mouth. Like just whispering to Talia, like co-conspirators.
First of all, how dare you?
It's like really abrasive. It's like nails on a chalkboard. Oh my.
Too much.
He backs off. No, go on. Sorry, go on. I was just gonna do the voice more, so I'll just not.
I whisper back to Renegade, like, have you ever like hated something so much that you're genuinely curious and it wraps around back on itself?
I hate when that happens.
I'm so confused right now.
That's okay.
I have to know this man.
Oh no. Maybe I'll do a background check or something.
Did I just assume their pronouns? I'm so sorry.
They, he pronouns. Thank you for asking.
I assumed their pronouns. Fuck.
But you got them correct. It's fine. Yeah, they are like wrapped in an embrace with you, Fiasco, and they hold it just a little bit too long. But he smells real good. But emotional.
No, Fiasco doesn't know what the length of an brace should be, so Fiasco is
Fair.
probably going to hold on just as long.
This is fine. This is fine.
This is fine. This is fine.
Wh-
This is normal. This is normal. Are we bros?
Are you convincing yourself that this is fine?
Yeah, I don't know.
They back
I
away
hope so.
eventually. Like they don't let go, but they like put some space between you. Like, hey, I'm Dagna She. They call me Thirst Trap for obvious reasons. Really great to meet you. What was your name?
Oh, my name's Dandy, but they call me.
Daddy! I love that.
Yeah, they call me Fiasco.
No way. I get it. I totally get it.
Talia-
yeah. A lot of people get it really quick.
Talia hears Thirst Trap and she's fucking steaming.
In a good way, or
I'm so bisexually confused right now.
I think Lex will kind of pick up on Talia's confusion and just say, hey bud, maybe we should just like slowly walk away for a minute.
Yes,
Just, like,
please.
I'm gonna and so Lex is just like, come on, Talia, and we'll just usher her somewhere.
I
Off to the
need a
corner.
drink or something to distract me.
So what happens is Lex's hug goes back on her face, and then she'll like usher Talia somewhere to get a drink, and she'll say, you know what, we'll just check him out on the OmniNet to satisfy our curiosity. We don't have to be here. And just like walk away with Talia.
True, perfectly true. Well, if you once you've done all your ordering, once you've got your mechs like checked in, you've made your choices and put your orders in, Fiasco, the other part of your local knowledge, you rolled
Yeah.
really pretty well, didn't you? You know,
Probably.
you rolled decent. You definitely succeeded. The other part of your local knowledge is that you know a bar, you know somewhere where it's not too shady, but it's not too popular, kid. It's the one that you judge would probably be perfect for your purposes. And it's called the Sweep Spot, and it's not too far.
I probably accidentally say it to Thirst Trap just like on his own rather than like saying to everyone like I know a place where we can have a drink.
Oh, forward. Yeah, absolutely. I'm down.
Yeah, okay everyone, let's go.
Oh, it's an everyone thing? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm still down. Yeah, that sounds great. Trix, you good?
You're so confident nothing gets you down.
Yeah, I'm the best.
I want to live like you.
You can do it. Just
How?
do it.
Teach
I don't know.
me.
I just say stuff and like stuff happens. Also, I'm a
I
really
say
good
stuff and
pilot.
stuff happens.
There you go. You're already there. You
Oh
do
my
live
god,
like
I'm
me.
already there.
All right, Trix, you good? We're gonna go get a drink. Trixie's like, yes, fine. Yeah, drink sounds good. Yeah, okay. Where to?
I
think she looks to Ariadne first. Like she's obviously picked up the other leader, and she's like, where to?
Lancer Pilot Fiasco.
Uh-huh.
When you're not to put too fine a point on it, but when you are done letting your jaw hit the floor, do you mind leading the way towards a place
My
nearby
jaw is
that we
always clenched. What did you say after that?
Call sign clench.
So are my butt and my shoulders.
Holy shit!
It's taking all of my focus to keep
Uh-huh.
online with my character.
You did
Yeah.
a great job. I'm proud of you all. All
So,
right.
I
Cool.
imagine Lex and Talia are just wandering because they don't actually know where they're going, but they're just like, let's go find Let's go find a bar.
If you just headed out into the street without knowing where you're going.
Well, no, we're like in the building, like
around,
walking around, trying to like cool down or whatever, and then
we're both going so like forwardly without like any direction, but we assume the other person knows where they're going.
Oh, I've been there before. Yeah, you're just both walking with such purpose. And you're just like, I thought you knew where you were going.
That's the vibe. That's the vibe.
This is definitely the moment of Valkyrie realizing that she's gonna have to like be the cat herder in this moment. She just kind of like she snaps her gloves like tight back onto her hands, and she's like, call signs Renegade, Flatwound, and Fiasco.
Yes.
Do we mind getting back on track?
Please.
Yep, we were just taking a stroll around, checking this place out. Where are we headed, boss?
Pilot Fiasco? Andy?
Yeah.
Do you happen to know a place nearby where we can talk with our new acquaintances?
Yeah. I was just saying, I know this place called a sweep spot. It should be, cool enough. I think.
Already Lex is like looking up directions on the Omninet just because perpetually on the Omninet. No. She's just perpetually on the internet. So she just, just looks it up and she's like, oh, that's cool.
Check the TripAdvisor reviews.
We're at the front entrance of the workshop. We were just walking around. So yeah.
All right.
We'll see you soon. And Lex is just like, we should probably wait for them.
It's just an audible sound being said. It's like, in 50 feet, turn to your left in order to reach your allies who you left behind.
Recalculating.
I hate it.
The number you have called is unavailable.
I hate it so much. Yes, you were able to reconvene out in front of the workshop, and you set off towards the sweep spot. You head through the streets of Soji for the first time, really. You're kind of on the outskirts, and the route that takes you to the bar is through a slightly more populated, not residential, but just like you're heading through maybe a commercial sector. The rain that is still pouring down, it's done nothing to deter the activity on the streets. There's still plenty of people around. Not the size of crowds that you would expect to find in places like Caracas, but for the size of this city, it's pretty busy. The towering buildings lining the streets keep the worst of the rain at bay, but a lot of shop fronts have their own shelters. There's standalone stalls that have like rain covers and things. So once you're in amongst it, you're pretty much able to stave off the worst of the rain. As you make your way through, you can see traders, the occasional tourists, presumably come down from the orbital stations. You see business people, you see hawkers, you see all manner of life, like the exact kind of people that you would expect to see in any city in the Karakan trade baronies. There are food stalls left, right, and center. You see everything that you might expect. Flame grilled vegetable skewers, sticky marinated meats, bowls of steamed dumplings the size of your fist, and you realize that you're probably pretty hungry. It's been a long time since you've eaten anything but like trail rations, and it smells real good. And throughout this all, as you're walking, you begin to notice the occasional tremor of a minor earthquake, and you see occasionally goods on stalls and signs above shops will rattle slightly, but most people seem unperturbed. You just go about their business.
I'll interrupt, I'm guessing, Fiasco's constant conversation with that man. Fiasco, you said you were from here, right? Are those, do I need to leave you alone?
No, why would I need to be left alone?
Never mind. You said you're from here. Are those earthquakes, happen often?
Recently, well, yeah. It's kind of the whole deal, moon falling apart, being eaten from the inside out by nanomachines. Kind of, hex up a couple of things.
That's that's been happening for a while, yeah?
Yeah, more or less. Ever since all this started and started going, a bit topsy-turvy. Do you want something from the street vendors? They're really good here. Well, I've been
really
told
need a drink, but I trust you to get me something that's tasty, I guess.
I don't know how they taste because I can't go to street vendors because I have a sensitive tummy.
All this time, I want to know what Muscle's glasses is looking like.
I think to begin with, he probably kind of left Fiasco alone after that initial greeting. He's probably walking with Trixie and
thank
talking
God.
to her. Yeah.
Are you okay? Should I not be talking to him?
No. Dandy, you're great. It's just that when he talks, brain cells vacating. It hurts.
But he says he talks the same way I talk. Do I do that to you?
No.
Okay.
You're great. You're great.
Okay, great.
We're Lancer buddies for life.
Yeah, Lancer buddies for life.
If we do a secret handshake or something.
Oh my God, I know this one.
It's just a handshake.
No. It's a special handshake where Talia makes sure I wipe the sweat off my hand first and then shakes her hand. Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Well, shit. I just realized. Well, I have word on the street trigger if we're trying to find decent street food that will upset poor Dandy's tummy.
My poor tummy. The earthquakes aren't helping at all.
It's okay for me to roll it, of course.
Yeah, of course. No, how dare you engage with the mechanics of the game?
Well, it could be easy enough, but...
It's all pretty foreign to you. You can recognize that's meat. That's a vegetable stick. That's probably fruit. But knowing what's good, knowing what is going to be dainty on Fiasco's poor constitution, it's a little bit beyond you.
The image that's popping into my mind, I think, are the Ganymede space worms from Cowboy Bebop, the spaghetti that is moving on its own. And Talia's distracted by this man, person. I'm sorry, Muscle's glasses. I'll just call him that.
I don't know why you don't like them. I just can't understand it. Crafted these hot NPCs for you. No, that's fine. I just won't bother.
I'm gonna get basically their Soji's equivalent of Ganymede space worms and a very, very, very tall stiff drink.
Pre-drinking. I love it. Yeah, no problem. You can very easily acquire both of those things, and the vendors are more than happy to do business with you.
So how do you eat this, Dandy? Is it you use hands, fork and knife?
It's like spaghetti. You gotta twirl it up a little bit.
I didn't get do you have to use your finger for that? We didn't get forks.
Yeah, I guess so. Or maybe you could just hold your mouth open at the side of the bowl and let them wriggle inside.
I'm dead. I took 2 stress from that.
I think we all did. Wow. Okay, great, good. Do you want to continue that conversation?
Flat Round is just gonna eat it's popcorn or something and be like.
It's pretty good. Texturally, it's a lot, but taste-wise, it's pretty good.
Oh! I forgot to say what they say on my planet before people eat. Bon appetit.
Talia's trying really hard not to spit out the food when you say that. Yeah, thank you. Take a big drink of something and then end scene, by God.
Please, yes, please. All right. You make your way. It doesn't take you too long. It takes maybe a 10-minute walk, but obviously you've been slower, you've been looking at things, you've been dealing with space worms. About 15-20 minutes, you arrive and you see that crouched at the corner of a main thoroughfare and a really dismal, grim-looking alley is a long, grey-walled bar. And you can see yellow and blue lights huddling within. There's a bustle of movement and a lot of noise, and it all looks pretty inviting. And we'll move you to the sweep spot. And there's some pretty cool music going on inside. There you all are. Oh, let's bump that up a bit. There we go. Trixie has been at the front of the group whilst you've been making this journey, talking to Dagmar, and she just makes her way in without waiting for you. By the time you join her, you can see that she has managed to acquire you a nice booth near the back, kind of a rounded shape to the booth, so you'll all be sitting in something of a circle, and you'll be able to conduct your business mostly with your backs to the room. It'll give you a little bit of privacy. She will see you come in, wave you across, and send Thirst Trap to get some drinks.
Let's go sit down, I guess.
I like to imagine that, like, the part of Renegade's brain that is always thinking, always going, like, is, like, connected to the OmniNet, like, kind of searching, researching kind of automatically for some stuff that she's working on, but she low-key just kind of sits down and chills out and only kind of half pays attention to social things.
I'm going to try to manipulate the seats in such a way so that Fiasco is in the middle of us and as far away from Thirst Trap as possible.
That'll be incredibly easy to do. Fiasco's just happy to be in a booth. Usually he comes here alone.
So I think
he's going to get the drinks, so that's pretty easily done.
I think, yeah. So because he's gone off, and like I feel like Alexa would pick up on what Talia is doing. She sits at the edge so that when Thirst Trap comes back, he has to sit there and nowhere near Dandy.
You just formed a protective ring around your friend. I've been to this club. I know this.
Hey, listen, we gotta look after each other.
Lancer friends for life.
I'll go up to Beatrix, be like, I don't necessarily know or really care that much about personal history. I just want to know where the hell you found them.
Thirst Trap. We've been friends for a long time. They're damn good at what they do. Why?
Yeah. Yeah, that. Never mind. That makes sense. If they seem good at what they do.
You got a problem with Thirst Trap?
Oh no.
Good to hear. I would hate to think there was a problem.
No problem.
With that, Thirst Trap arrives back. He hasn't even asked you what you wanted to drink. He's just brought big sort of metal shiny goblets of an undiscriminate liquid, and he places them all in the middle of the table and allows you to grab one for yourself, scoops one up for himself, slides into the booth, and winds up sitting directly opposite Fiasco.
Yeah, Renegade's got her kind of visor, like her HUD still on, but she's made an effort to shut things off so nothing's actually showing up, so it's essentially just really cool sunglasses inside. But she doesn't let you can't see her eyes behind them.
Ooh, okay.
But she does make an effort to socialize. She'll pick up a drink, and because she's sitting at the edge, kind of diagonal from Fiasco, she'll lift a glass towards him and she'll say,
yeah,
cheers.
I don't know what this is.
She just takes a drink and kind of smiles. You know,
Just-
that chaotic smile that some may recognize happens right before she blows something up.
Oh boy. Just a bunch of goblets and gays.
Hey!
Hey.
Yay! It's pretty good. It's pretty sweet. It's also very, very strong. So if you're taking anything more than a fairly measured sip, you're gonna feel a burn in the back of your throat. But in a
Hell
good way.
yes.
In a good way. Yeah, it's strong. This is the drink that you wanted. The one you got outside, whether there's like licensing laws, they're not allowed to sell of a certain proof or whatever. That was weak sauce. This is
On
the
a,
good.
on a
Yeah,
scale of the Sandkeg's hide to the Pangalactic Gargle Blaster, where are we talking?
A solid 7 out of 10, I would say.
Are those words legal to say in sequence?
Not on certain planets.
Okay.
So I imagine that Lex is between like Talia and Thirst Trap. I forget what his name is.
It doesn't matter. It's Thirst Trap.
It's Thirst Trap. Okay, so she's like, she looks over to Talia and like, like holds her mug up and just, you know,
Talia kind of like
this stuff's
Gives
really
you-
good.
gives
Yeah.
you a look and then just kind of like glares very, very quickly at Thirst Trap, muscles, glasses, or whatever. But very quickly so Beatrix doesn't see because it's already pretty bad with that. And just like,
How mad is Talia that Thirst Trap was able to get her drink like down, like order a drink without her even asking, and it's perfect.
it's please don't mention it.
Okay.
I'm thinking a lot, and it's hard.
I feel like Lex would definitely pick up on the vibes with Talia, but she's not 100% sure how to like make it better. So she's just trying really hard to be like a goofball and just
Roll for goofball. Do you have a trigger for that?
I mean, do I have a trigger for that? Let me see. Hold on.
It's gonna work if you're
Stay
being
cool?
goofy.
Yeah.
Can I argue that she's trying to keep things light under pressure?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
You can also willingly fail that if you're trying to act like a goofball.
I was gonna say stay cool. Passing
wait.
and failing sounds like the exact right combination.
I kind of want to. Well, okay. I'm gonna attempt to. Oh, it's a precision task. It's an like actual precision task. I was like,
No, I think it definitely applies in this case. Presumably, this is a fairly new kind of situation for Lex. Like, this is not her favored terrain, as it were.
she just. I think it's more that she's just like good enough friends with Talia that she doesn't. She just wants the situation to, you know, chill out and just like not upset Talia or whatever because she's picking up vibes and she doesn't understand what's happening 100%.
And yeah, definitely stay.
But I
cool,
feel
let's
like
say.
she would try but fail. She's like, I don't like it here, but I'm gonna try anyway.
Let's trust in the dice. Give it a roll and let's see what happens.
Okay, let's.
Given Foundry's track record today, I don't think we're in much. Oh, okay, that's the one that you roll a 22 on. Cool.
No.
Cool.
Nat 20,
Wanna-
baby.
Damn
It's
it.
gotta happen eventually.
Awooga.
Yeah, no, you managed to I think you managed to like. I mean, I can let you play it out, but I think you managed to catch Talia's eye and just kind of. There's an unspoken. I think you two are fairly close within the group.
There's an apologetic thing in her eyes. You see the HUD come off the visor and just an apologetic look, like, and you can tell it's I'm sorry, I don't want to be here either. But, you know, like as a solidarity thing. But she also is just chugging it down, like she's starting to get a little tipsy. So it's also like just relax, enjoy the drink.
Talia also looks pretty tipsy. It almost seemed like she wants to stay mad, but then sees this and she's like, "Thank you." Goes back to her drink.
We'll talk about this later. Let's get drunk first.
That was the real life equivalent of "You okay, hun? Inbox me."
Yeah. Text me. She also has kind of, I imagine, like a subdermal mic for comms, like something that is like not visible or whatever. Like I don't know if she can like low key whisper something.
You have data plating, which
data plating
does allow you near silent communication. I've had a conversation with Gask about this. Gask has this as well. I think we're going to hand wave any requirement for other people to have it as well. So
it's a two-way thing.
Yeah, for sure. It's the message spell. Let's be honest.
Yeah. So essentially, what happens is through this dermal plating gadget, she essentially just quietly communicates to Talia. He's paying for a good time. Enjoy the drinks.
They give you a little cheers and keep on drinking. Hell yeah.
How's Ariadne doing throughout all of this, Angela? She's been quiet for a long time.
That's mainly because I've been trying to say something for like 10 minutes, but they keep going, so I'm like, I want to interrupt this.
Sorry.
No, it's good. It's good. I was just like, nope. They're having a thing. I'm gonna let that roll.
I think it tracks. I think Valkyrie.
No, I think Valkyrie's also been like. I am noting for seating arrangement though, she ended up very snug tight next to Renegade. Solely because I think that's the most either hilarious and or like blush-inducing arrangement. Because I think Valkyrie's very relatively like scrappier in terms of the kinds of characters that I make. Like I think in our Discord channels we made the comparison. She's kind of got like more Zarya-esque kind of build where she's just like kind of bulkier. She's not as tall as a lot of the gals I usually make, which is, you know, buff kind of scrappy butch lesbian kind of vibes.
We stand.
Yes, we stand. But I think she's watching her team and she's sort of like having that back and forth of like, I'm gonna have to clean up for all three of them after this, aren't I? But also like in her head thinking like, God, I don't want to be the killjoy right now, but I'm gonna have to be. And oh, that was a sound. Apologies.
Hey, Fiasco isn't drunk yet.
Not drunk off of alcohol.
Probably. Also, I was wondering, could we do our seating arrangements on Foundry with this like little setup? Can we move
Yeah,
them, guys?
absolutely. Can you control them? I don't know if you can control
them.
Yeah, you can. It's your characters.
Oh God.
I get up on the table and I start stripping.
I feel like Renegade would be here and Talia would probably be next to her.
You said Fiasco is in the middle. I'm assuming those guys are just...
No, like the pretty boy.
He slid in at the end because he went to get the drinks.
Okay, that's fair. I imagine he slid in at the end next to Renegade, but I guess I could be wrong. No, it's cool.
Ariadne is where she usually likes to be. She's between two women. Anyways.
I will say that Beatrix got there first, so she would probably be like at the back of the circle sort of thing, if we call that the back.
Sure.
Oh, I said that there was pointers last time and there wasn't. It turns out it's a mod and I've installed it. So now if you hold down X, you'll get a nice big finger ball. And get to, like...
Oh, yellow fingy.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Hoop, for pointing out that was a mod. Thank you.
But I think she like she's been nursing the drink like very slowly as compared to everyone else's
gulping.
And then she like just kind of turns to Beatrix and is like, so you know somebody we should talk to?
Yeah. Okay, let's get into it. I work with Bon Voyage and have done for a while. She is in trouble. And she said if she was ever in a scrape, well, she says a lot of things about you. One of the things she said that stuck in my mind was if she was ever in a scrape, you would be the one to help her out.
That,
so, here we are.
That can't be possible.
That she would say that? Why not?
No, that you're working for Bon Voyage.
I didn't say I was working for her. I work with her.
With her? How are you working with Bon Voyage?
Well, same way you're working with your company.
No, but
Fill out
that would mean she's alive.
Yeah, we tend to only work with alive people. Gets tricky with the dead ones.
No,
why would you think? Oh. Yeah, she's alive. Probably could have led with that one. You okay?
Harry's alive?
Yeah. Yeah, we've been working together for, she looks at Dagmar, like, two years now.
Where is she?
She is on Free Sanjak. Or you might know it as Ludra's world. Depends on which side of the conflict you fall. Hopefully, the right one.
How have you gotten in touch with her? How far away is she?
She's on the world, like I say. She's on planet side and we're not. We got separated, then the blockade went into place. We haven't been able to get in contact since. That's where you come in. Drink that drink, and all the answers will follow. They're not all great, but they're answers. While Angela recovers from this, I feel like that's a fairly decent place for a break, and then we'll get to the exposition. All right, we will be 10-15 minutes. We're going to drink, we're going to hydrate, we're going to stretch, we're going to do all those good self-care things, and you should too. Be back in a bit. Woo! Hi, welcome back to a completely professional stream. Welcome. We're happy to have you. When we left off, we're in a bar, we're just having some drinks, we're having a chill time with some new friends, there's some sexual tension. It's everything that this game promised, and I'm so happy to be delivering for you. Except now the twist comes. Now here comes the hurt. So, Ariadne, you have been dropped the bombshell that Perry is alive and she's in trouble and she needs your help.
There's a very clear moment of her just like putting her hands or head down, like resting on her hands, and like she moves one hand to the side, but I think I said that Renegade was the closest to her. You can see Renegade. She has a tremor in her hand the entire time, like right by her side, and she gets up, but she still says the same as in the voice she always uses, some level of confidence and authority. All right, what does struggles? What does Bon Voyage need from us? How can we help?
Okay, yeah, this is more solid ground. So it's a question of measure. It's a question of how much you want to do. She's on Free Sanjak. House Stone has Free Sanjak blockaded. Nobody goes in, nobody comes out. We can't communicate with her, we can't extract her. Don't get me wrong, she's probably fine. From what we hear from the smugglers, from the black market, Free Sanjak's okay. Everybody's free now, or at least on their way to being free. We would like her back. And there's like a couple of glances shared between her and Dagna. Like, we like to think she'd like to come back to us. So, we're asking for help at base level to reunite our team. But however much you might know about Free Sanjak, obviously there's a bigger conflict going on here. Do you want to free an entire planet from oppression? And she kind of looks away from you to everybody else to kind of get a vibe of, is this something you might be interested in? Are you just mercs out for yourselves? Or
Fiasco is looking at everyone else to see what they think.
Talia
Is it something we want?
Talia slams down her goblet like, hell yeah. Finally drunk enough to go get over the immense hatred for muscles classes.
I feel like, so when Talia does that, Lex kind of jumps and gets startled because she's been looking down at Ariadne's like tremor and like trying to figure out what to do, like she's always thinking, but then she gets startled out of it and she says, she'll look at Ariadne for a sec and then she'll say, I go wherever you go.
I may be a leader in this group, but I'm not asking you to just do anything willy-nilly for me.
I know that, but I also know that by myself I'm nothing.
I don't think that's ever going to be the case. Ever. She like says that like just as a passing comment, but it's said with an authority like, this is a statement of fact. There is no arguing this point. And she turns to look back at Beatrix and she just asks very pointedly, you said team. Is there anybody else?
By the time you look back to her, there's like a softening to her expression. There's definitely a huge rush of relief kind of flooded over her when Talia was so vehement in her agreeance, agreeity.
Agreement?
Agreeity. No, I'm
Darcy,
sticking
did
with
you
that.
have some of the drink?
I have an English degree. I know exactly what I'm talking about. How
I'll
dare
be
you?
as willy or nilly as I'll please.
Oh, you guys are picking up on the things I say.
But she's kind of more relaxed. She's kind of more like, okay, I'm on more even ground here. This is not going to be a bust. She says, yeah, there's Perry and Vivian, call sign Vagabond. They're our team, they're our partners. We miss them a lot. We're gonna try and free Sanjak. How much of that you want to be involved in is down to you. But we're only half a team right now, and it's quite a big job. Even just breaking the blockade. So from the story she told about you and what she said, we figured you'd be as good a bet as anybody. And lucky for us, your little company here started putting out adverts for jobs and looking for contracts right around the same time that we started looking for you. Call it fate.
How long ago did you start looking for me? And she says that at first, and then she like takes it back. Like she like does a very like heavy like. How long ago did you start looking for work?
As a free company, we've been working for about 2 or 3 years. We started working for a while, and then Perry joined us. She's a great pilot, like really good.
I know.
Is this going to be a problem?
Why would it be a problem?
You seem not okay. And Dagna kind of laughs, to put it mildly.
Is this a question about my judgment, or is this a question about my skills on the team skills in order to do this, to accomplish this?
No, you passed that test. Your skills are not in doubt. Your judgment? She just kind of pointedly looks from Fiasco to Flatwound to Renegade and back to you.
Fiasco's at that stage of tipsy where he's just vibing.
Renegade looks offended, but like she puts her visor back on so her eyes aren't visible, but she gets offended. And then she goes like silent, and all Ariadne would hear is, "Are you okay?" Nobody else hears this.
A subdermal?
Yeah, subdermal.
In this pause, Beatrix just looks back at Fiasco, just doing his vibe, and it's just like...
Talia looks more tipsy now, but you can also kind of see that, because I have no other words to describe it, she's on the verge of red wine drunk. We're not drinking red wine. I'm guessing we're drinking something more local, but red wine drunk is still the descriptor.
That's a personal attack, Amelia, and I don't like it.
Renegade's only had half her drink, so she's tipsy, but not where Talia is. But she's trying to vibe check Ariadne, but she's also extremely offended and wants to reach over and beat up the other hacker. But she's trying to keep it cool. She's just like...
See, the second they started talking about people being dead and not dead, and things got serious, Fiasco was like, God, I need something to do with my hands. Oh, hey, my drink's in my hands. Let's just keep chug-a-lugging.
So she's just trying to, maintain her composure and trying to vibe check her teammate and just like, I'm not drunk, which she isn't. She hasn't had her entire drink yet.
I think Ariadne takes off her gloves, which you've never seen her without, and she has a bunch of like very calloused and very like cut hands, but there is also like a couple of like prominent burns, like it's just little dots all along like her right hand. And like she like takes a very deep breath. She doesn't answer you, Renegade. She like steals herself and she just looks back at Beatrice and she says, I think I'll be okay. This is a lot to take in all at once.
Yeah, sorry.
It's not your fault.
No, it's hers. She should have warned me. She talked about you a lot. Said she would. Well, she said she'd do anything to find you again, and she wanted you to come and join us one day. She was just about to, start looking when shit went south. But
how long ago did she say that?
That she was going to look for you?
Yeah.
I mean, when did this blockade went up? What, nearly a year ago? She talked about you. She talked about the Valkyries. She said that you'd all been disbanded, and she looked sad, but she never said there was any reason for anyone to think anyone was dead.
She used the word disbanded.
Something like that.
She gets up, she like smashes the goblet on the floor and she just leaves. We'll take the job.
Yeah.
I love this song. This is my jam.
I feel like Lex's first impulse is to go after Ariadne. She'll try to see where Ariadne went.
Talia, do we go too, or is this like a private moment?
I cannot. I mean, I really feel for Valkyrie, but I do not have the capacity to be that emotional support.
I tripped into a puddle and I was sober earlier. I don't think I can stand.
But Talia is also torn because she feels like if Fiasco's this drunk and Dagna tries to talk to him, then it's going to probably bring her over to the boiling point. So she's like playing 4D emotional chess to see which situation is worse for her to be in.
And through all of this, Beatrix and Dagna are just looking at each other like, what have we got ourselves into?
Do you think I could pull off sunglasses like yours?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Here, look. And he like pulls out a spare pair because of course.
God, thank you. Oh my
and hands them over.
Yo, oh my god, I can do this. Oh my god, I'm the best. I'm so cool. Oh yeah, let's go. New me, baby.
You look like Jim Carrey as Eggman.
Oh man, let's go.
Oh, you look so rad. I love that.
Thank you. Oh my god, that's it. That's the nicest thing.
So
totally changes like your whole vibe. You look
it
so
does?
Cool. You look so
like
confident.
a good vibe.
Yeah. Real
Talia,
good.
what do you think? Do I look cool?
I think you're a vibe.
I'm a vibe. No one's ever said that to me before. It's okay. The sunglasses can hide my tears.
I'm trying to say like the most like out of context, it may sound nice, but doesn't actually mean anything. Like saying that Batman v Superman is a perfect movie and that it exists. So, uh, before we get too distracted, what are the details of this job?
Oh yeah, details. We break the blockade. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should I grow my hair out?
Yeah, totally. It's like so
Awesome.
low maintenance. Like you have to get it cut all the time. No, fuck that. Just let it go. It's
Yeah.
great.
How long does that take?
Not long. This took me like maybe like 6 months, but you gotta condition it, obviously.
I think
You gotta
I can
keep it
live that
tip-top
long.
health.
Yeah.
Definitely. I really hope so.
Awesome.
need of
Let's
you.
go.
Beatrix like tries to lock eyes with you, Talia, and is like, so the job.
Thank you.
This is a lot. Is it always like this?
I don't know.
I'm starting to question some things.
Cool. Anyways.
We need to get through the blockade at base. We need to get through the blockade. What you all want to do after that, if you want to stick around, if you want to help us do some more dangerous things, that's up to you. Right now, call this job 1. We got to get through the blockade.
I think Fiasco said that Danger is his middle name or something.
I believe that.
That sounds straightforward.
Well,
so far? Oh.
No. It's probably the most difficult job in the galaxy right now. But we have one lead. We have the name of a hacker called Hollow. Don't know where they're operating out of, but word on the OmniNet, or the shadier parts of the OmniNet where we exist, says that this Hollow has a digikey on which is a program designed to fry all signals within a fairly decent area. If we can get a hold of that key, if we can take it to the blockade, and we can upload it on a control ship, we can fry a good portion of the blockade. Maybe for a week or so.
And then in that time, we can wreck it even more?
I think for us, the priority is just getting planetside and finding our friend. But there's potential there. Like I say, if that's something you want to be a part of, you want to see what else we can get past that blockade, you want to see what else we can do in that time frame, then we're open to discussion.
Digikey. Just
Digikey.
I'm trying to remember this.
I can write it down.
Yeah, we could send it later, just in case. Because I think we're a little distracted.
I think I might need to use the little Lancer room.
Okay, why don't you go and do that?
Awesome.
Dagna, do you want to get another drink? Please? Yeah, right on. You finished that? Okay, another round coming up.
Another round.
Oh, no.
Talia, I really appreciate you.
You bet. Lancer buddies for life. And I give him a big...
Why does your Mechs have such a long name? Southbound pachyderm. What's a pachyderm?
It's like a type of elephant. It's okay.
That's so cool. Do you think I can make an elephant noise? I can't. I have a mustache. Oh, no.
So, renegades, you follow after Ariadne. How far does she need to go to find you?
She'll get on comms just to ask, like, Ariadne, you okay? And she'll look.
She's not responding. I think you actually probably it takes a little bit of walking around, but Darcy, is there any sort of like medical tent somewhere nearby, or any like spot that like people might be going to receive like either medication or medical aid?
I think there's probably something akin to like a pharmacy. May not exactly be staffed. It may not be
Well run.
yeah, who knows in a place like this. But certainly if you need like basic supplies, things like that.
Yeah.
So
If there's like a bench like on the outside or something of that sort,
Yeah,
like
for sure.
she's just like you just find her like sitting there, and you just see her like has a like it's probably built into her suit that I imagine hers is the kind of way that it's armored, because I chose the one that's a little bit better on the armor but less evasion. Is that like the like segmented sort of pieces to her suit that provide the extra protection are like crystalline gem. They're like gem fragments that form like a carapace around her. But she has like a little like I'm thinking like Black Panther, like little like hollow image just up, and you just see her just like just going through an assortment of mechs. She goes through specifically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 7 mechs she goes through, and she's just right there sitting there. She's just flipping through them back in order.
So as Lex approaches, she, through the subdermal mic or whatever, she'll say, "We don't have to talk. You don't have to tell me anything. I'm just here to check in on you." And then she'll slowly, like, try to make eye contact and slowly move towards her and, like, gesture towards the bench and kind of get consent to sit next to her.
I think she gives a yes out of reflex, but the whole time, like if you're listening for her to give a response, you're just hearing her repeat on end, like, why did they forget about me?
Is that something she says out loud, or through a mic?
She's just saying
something?
it on repeat. Like it's
Okay.
just a thing she's just saying on repeat.
I think when Lex catches this, she'll sit next to Ariadne and like lean her head on her shoulder, and she doesn't say anything like out loud, but through the subvocal mic she says, "I wish I knew the answers. It's not something I can find on the OmniNet for you."
I think she acknowledges that you're there. Says, Lancer Pilot Renegade. I'm sorry for my behavior earlier.
You don't have to apologize for anything. You're a person. You're not just what you do. You're not just a pilot. You're a person with feelings and experiences and things that have happened in your past. And I'm not going to pretend like I know anything or understand what you've been through. But I just want you to know that I see you. And it's not just because I think you're an amazing and capable leader, because while I believe that, I also care about you as a person.
Do you know how I first got started getting involved in all of this?
It's okay if you don't want to tell me, but I would like to hear your story.
She like gestures to the pharmacy and she says, I didn't really have a lot of good health growing up. I had a lot of different pains. I had a lot of tremors that would come up every now and then. I didn't actually have anything wrong with me. It's just it's a lot of what happens when you get stuck in your head. And it just, you get stuck in places and it won't go away. But I knew how to take care of people. I had a good knack for treating wounds, and I ended up getting picked up by a crew of folks who were in need of a medic. I was never really good at the whole being out in front of people thing. I wanted to pick a fight every time folks would come in, and I just knew if I tried to do piloting myself, it wasn't going to go anywhere. I wasn't strong enough to do that kind of thing. At least that's what I wanted to tell myself all the time. But they all believed in me. They all thought the best in me. They gave me the name Scrapper because I like to pick fights with all of them when they came back from missions, banged up, real hurt, and every single time I had to make sure they were okay. But it didn't matter how bad it got. It was always the 7 of us. Until there wasn't. Till one day they left and they didn't come back.
Lex has a feeling she knows what the answer is, but she asks anyway. You guys weren't really disbanded, were you? And then she immediately says, you don't have to answer that if you don't want to. I'm sorry.
Do you know why the Mechs, my call sign's Valkyrie?
She shakes her head no.
I used to tell folks when I was going through training to learn how to be a more proper Lancer that it was because whenever the enemy would see me, it was either going to be me taking them to hell or them or friends who I was saving and was taking them to heaven. That wasn't really why I gave myself that name.
What happens next is that as you are speaking, Lex just puts a hand on your shoulder to try to be comforting, and she's like focused on listening. But she starts to kind of get visibly moved, like she's listening to this and taking it all in and reacting on her face.
I have the name Valkyrie because that's what we all used to call ourselves. We were the Valkyries. We were the folks who... We used to serve a lot more of the houses directly. They wanted us. None of us really cared about any of these conflicts, any of what happened. We didn't really need to care. We just had each other, and that's it. But they all went out one day, and they didn't come back. I looked for days, weeks, months, years. I didn't hear anything about what happened to them. And they were gone. So what else do you do when people are gone? You name yourself after what lets you remember them the best.
or you take an NHP off of their destroyed mech and you put it into yours to keep their memory alive.
Lex. What happened?
I'm not ready to talk about it. I just wanted you to know that even if the circumstances are different, I know what it's like to be left behind too. And I think that's why I said what I said earlier. And it still stands. I go where you go, Ariadne.
Lex, no matter what anyone else tells you, I can tell you one thing. You didn't deserve to be left behind.
And I can tell you this. It wasn't by choice. And then she'll say, we should go back to the others. Or do you need more time? I can go.
She brings up the little hollow images again, and she just rotates through the list. But this time she has a set of names that appear right alongside each mech with a call sign for each one of them. You see the name Arclight. You see the name Beacon. You see the name Temperance. You see the name Magus. You see the name Pandora. And then you see last Bon Voyage. And before she stops on that one for a while, she turns to the last one. And it's a very familiar looking mech, but it looks a lot smaller. It is not one that looks like it was fighting. It looks at most like it's used for like running supplies or like doing additional mech repairs. And you see it has the name Valhalla on it. Let's get back. I should make sure the team is all good. You ready to get back into it?
Yeah.
Pilot Renegade?
Yeah, copy that, Valkyrie. And then the last thing she says before they head back, or as they head back, is, for what it's worth, you didn't deserve to get left behind either.
I will. She says it in the same voice she's used this during any briefings or talking with the team. I will take your opinion into consideration. Let's go make sure Fiasco's still conscious.
Yeah. I guess we should check in on them. And they're walking alongside each other or whatever. And she is like very clearly like trying to wipe tears off her face now.
I think by reflex, I think if you for your benefit, and so you know out of character, but I don't think necessarily Lex knows. Ariadne does hold Lex's hand the whole time walking back, but above table, she doesn't realize she's doing that. She's just doing it almost out of reflex.
Okay. She's essentially too preoccupied with trying to appear cool and not like she hasn't just been crying to really notice it, but even if she noticed it, she's kind of okay with it. Like she just doesn't. She's fine, like not a big deal to her when she notices it. But then she kind of looks at Ariadne with a questioning, just not in a way that like she's not okay with it, just a questioning look on her face, but also squeezing her hand like,
Are we a thing now? Are we like
Is this a
we've been on
thing?
like one
No,
or two
no, no, it's
dates,
not
but
even,
are we
are we a-
but like
are we a
what
thing?
are like the most terrible
What?
question asking
No,
right? Like what
it's just-
are we?
Are
No, I
we
think-
going steady?
Yeah, is this what
No.
we call it? Like we don't have to call it anything. Like we
No, I
don't.
feel
Like
like
especially like we can leave this open. If that makes
No,
you feel better, we can leave it
here's
open.
the super awkward part, and I don't think necessarily it is known in character, but or maybe it is. Lex really kind of admires Ariadne and looks up to her as a kind of mentor figure and older sibling. So she's a little bit confused more than anything, but she's just like, okay. Like she doesn't hate it, but she's also confused by it.
Senpai has noticed me. I don't know what to do after this point.
No, this is she wasn't expecting this kind of attention.
Chat, be sure to rehydrate after all those tears left your system.
Yeah, we got a lot of redeemed hydrates, so chug a lug time.
Chug-a-lug is also taking place back in the bar. As you re-enter, Dagner is probably on his third by now. Fiasco, are you trying to keep up, or are you admitting defeat? Are you conscious at this point? Roll for consciousness?
Yeah, I think...
I have patch. I can take you from down and out. Actually, no, wait, no, I can't. No, that's not what patch does. Damn
I
it.
have patch. Just let it. If he wants to pass out, he can. I've been watching all of your drinking. I know what all of your level of like inebriation gets before you pass out.
Patch has no effect on down and out pilots. You're on your butt.
Do you need rescued? Is that what you need to play that bond power? You need a rescue right now?
Oh yeah, I have Flatline take my consequences and she passes out instead.
I think we definitely need consent for that one. I think we definitely need narrative consent.
I think like
I
think Fiasco's just not competitively drinking, but is just keeping drink unless challenged, probably.
No.
Yeah, and then probably if Talia even says anything like, "Hey, buddy, I think we need to slow down," Fiasco's like, "You're so right. You're always right.
Yeah.
I love the way you're so smart. You know that."
So spending a bit more time with Thirst Trap, he is actually, I mean, he's not a gentleman because he's too brash for that. He's definitely
He's a
very
gentle
sort of,
bro.
He's a gentle bro. That's exactly it. He, other than that original hug, has never impinged on your personal space, wants to be very tactile, but kind of checks for consent every time. And if you pull away, if you're not into it, they're very, very respectful of that. He asks if you want a drink. He asks if you want water. They're asking if you're okay. Very aware. You're getting the sense that of the group, Thirst Trap was probably the most socially aware.
Aww.
Amelia hates it.
Talia is trying to go along, drinking just enough to be on teetering on that edge of red wine drunk. And every time this motherfucker speaks, just I
think after a while they're gonna notice that and eventually takes their attention away from Fiasco. Yeah. Very clearly is keeping their attention on Fiasco, by the way.
But eventually does not notice.
No.
But
eventually we'll notice.
Sunglasses aren't prescription. I can't see anything.
No, the lights are really bright in here. It's okay. Don't worry. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to go anywhere. I got you.
Oh,
Talia sees the two come into the bar, looking clearly emotional, and she's just like, "Fuck!" Knowing that the precipice of going into red wine drunk depths that she's never gone to before is just one, just so close.
Hey, you okay? Do you need water? Do you need a bit of fresh air?
No, I can get my own water. Thank you.
I really don't mind. You look like you're suffering. I'm doing okay. I want to be there for you.
Why don't you get that water then?
Yeah, totally. Trex, you good? Yeah, water'd be good.
So when
she's not been drinking, she's still on her first drink. She's refused every offer of an extra round.
When Lex returns, first of all, she looks for her drink, her like partially finished drink, because as the other hacker at the table, she was also kind of trying to not be drunk. But then she looks at what's his name?
Dagna, Thirst Trap?
Dagna.
How could you forget Thirst Trap? How could
muscle
you?
glasses, that
They
muscle.
anyway, so when they go to get drinks, she says, "Get me another," and then scoots back into the booth next to Talia.
Holy shit, you're getting another?
I have to ask a clarification. Is the drink she left still there?
Yeah, it's still where you were sat, and you were sat like at the far end.
Yeah.
And Dagna kind of looks at you like, it's all good. Nobody's messed with it. We kept an eye.
Thanks.
I'll get you another. If you want a fresh one, I totally get it. Like, I don't mind. I'll just get you another one.
She makes eye contact with Dagna as they are speaking, and she just downs what's left of her old drink, like not flinching.
I was going to say I accidentally took a sip from it, so there might be a bit of backwash, but okay.
Are you two gonna be okay?
I'm fine.
Okay, great, because I couldn't do anything about it anyways.
See, Ariadne is like gone to like the barkeep, and you just see her like doing the whole like, look, I'm really sorry for breaking a glass in like your bar and everything, and it's just like sorry about that. She's like handing over like a few bucks of what she has on her. She's like, look, I don't want to give more crap for your waiters and stuff or anyone else.
What, these metal glasses? You broke a metal glass? Holy shit.
The barmaid looks over and is
fucking buff. What do you want? You all wanted hot buff women. I gave you a hot, scrappy, buff, butch lesbian. Don't judge me.
The barmaid certainly doesn't. The barmaid's like, oh, I didn't even notice. Yeah, it happens all the time. Don't worry.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's fine. Like, I'll take the coin, but yeah, it's all right. Kind of waves you off. Provides you another drink if you want it.
She does take it. She can take her liquor, so she could probably do like 2 or 3 of these before like it actually starts to affect her.
As you're going back, you pass Thirst Trap, who's on his way back up to the bar, and they see the drink and go, "Oh, you good? Shall I pre-order the next one?"
I appreciate it. I think like pulls their strap just as a side. Thank you for helping take care of my comrade over there. It's just sort of seeing Fiasco just. Are you like tilting to one side? Are we getting like a overturned pinball machine effect right now?
Fiasco looks like he's about to throw it back.
Yeah, I heard about this. The throwing back. Yeah. Watch me do it.
Yeah, my back hurts.
Did I do it?
You got it, bud.
Awesome.
He's really fun. I like him a lot.
He's an experience is a good way of putting it.
Yeah.
He's
I've
certainly
never met anybody like him. He's just like unapologetically himself, you know, and I totally vibe with that.
No, I thank you for helping bring that out of him, and I guess we'll be involved in this work together.
Hey, that's great to hear. Like, she said a lot of good stuff about you. Bon voyage, I mean. Sorry.
No,
I'm such a downer. I'm so sorry. Take another drink. Let's go. And he like clinks your glass and immediately starts chugging theirs back.
She feels it's like a challenge now, so she's like,
oh yes.
she's just like, no one's gonna beat me on that drink.
Roll it. Let's roll it.
Oh God.
Let's see if you win this impromptu drinking contest. What have you got?
I don't actually have anything. This is all blessed. Oh well, she has patch and staying cool.
I think this is definitely a stay cool.
This is a stay cool if ever there was one.
For sure.
God. All right, Foundry, you gonna hate me today more? No, you're not.
You absolutely. You start after Thirst Trap and you finish like 2 seconds before. And they were drinking fairly fast. It's almost like that awful TikTok where the guy just opens his throat and it just collapses down. The glass just empties. It's gone. And by the time the Thirst Trap looks down, it's like, oh shit! Oh yeah, party started! I'll get you another one. Be right back. I did not mean to love this NPC so much. But the more
I unapologetically love our surfer, our like surfer himbo. I love them so much. Please keep them around.
Again, I must be clear. I also do love him, but I also love to hate him because there has to be at least one person.
Someone's got to do it.
So you reconvene at the table. Beatrix looks apologetic, but cautiously optimistic. You good?
Yeah. If it's possible to talk alone and work out some more of the fine details, that if you've informed anyone else about it, just
sure.
No, just to make sure everything's okay, and to make sure that, yeah.
I've told your team a few more details, but we don't have to go over it right now. You've got our contact. You're just off mission, so I guess you want to chill, get some R&R. We can catch up tomorrow, next week.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. Whatever's
we'll
good.
Catch up. We'll catch up as soon as possible. Just make sure we get on track for this. Know that you have the, if I think everyone's okay with it, you have the full support of the Harbingers.
Cool name.
Thank you. We'll bring hell or we'll bring salvation. Either way, something's coming your way for coming to help you.
Kind of want a little bit of both. Is that cool?
I'm a fan of both. I'm actually frequently both is my standard for myself in a lot of aspects of my life.
Thirst Trap comes back and says, "Yo, me too, absolutely."
Oh my God! Shut up. She's full on
red
wine drunk. Yeah, she's full on red wine drunk.
I'm sorry. Was I saying something?
No, you're the best.
I know you're the best.
You're just keep. And I give you like a shoulder punch.
Oh, please. I feel like if I get jostled too much, my sensitive tummy is gonna come back with a vengeance.
Yeah, that makes sense. You hang in there, pal.
Oh, I'm hanging loose tonight.
I imagine the evening progresses much along these lines. Before too long, Beatrix and Dagna will dip out, leave you to it. They don't pursue any more business while you're drinking, while you're sat at the table.
Thank God. I hate him so much.
It's like you just see there's at some point in the evening, there's been a significantly bigger goblet that's appeared, but it's just full of water. And she's just like had it stationed in front of Fiasco, and like a mom, anytime that if he gives any fuss whatsoever about drinking it, she just looks at him and is like,
absolutely no fuss. He's like, yeah, I got it. Look it, I can throw it back, and then I throw back the glass of water.
It's like a giant ass goblet of water. It's not like a glass of like this big. I'm imagining it like bigger than the
I take
we're
a
discovering we're discovering Fiasco's true strength.
Constitution?
Liquids. So
whoa, no.
Swallowing?
No, there it is.
So Lex is like, while Talia's going off on this rant about how much she doesn't like Dagna, I go, so tell me again why, because I don't actually understand. And she's just on her second drink and she's already kind of like,
It's
essentially a different person.
Just so full of himself, just so much confidence.
I don't think he's that bad, actually.
All that, and it kills me.
Once you get past the
hair, please.
I was gonna say, I don't know. I would struggle to interact and have like a really long conversation with him, but he's gorgeous. I'll give him that.
It's the hair, it's the tan, it's the fucking sunglasses.
Maybe when we get some time off, we'll find a planet to get a tan on. We'll look just as good, if not better, with the tan.
And he's so respectful, it just pisses me fucking... He just asked...
He's nice, that's your problem?
Yes, my problem is that he's nice.
Do you want us to disrespect you more?
No. Just him in particular.
Okay. I can tell him that.
You seriously loosen up.
He just really pushes my buttons.
I know.
Beatrix is fine. Beatrix is totally fine.
Oh my gosh!
She barely talks.
Don't get me started on that. I'm still the best hacker, right?
Oh my god! Yes. Yes.
You're
Beatrix
the best
is fine.
hacker that's ever existed.
She's fine just
I
because
will blow up any other hackers who even try to beat me.
You got it. She's fine just because she just doesn't speak a whole lot. She's fine.
Talia, I'm not normally the one to bring this up, but are you saying you prefer the possibly woman of the two of them because she talks less? Is this what I'm hearing?
It's not a preference. It's more of just a general...
I'm just saying that as your current leader of this group, I need to know whether this is a thing, because that's going to determine my level of having faith in you.
They're both fine. It's just like...
I'm aware they're fine.
On a personal level. Like, I'm fine working together with them. I think they're great. They're probably, we blew them up, so that was pretty cool. Just like, I probably would hang out very infrequently with Dargo, Fargo, whatever his name is.
It's Dagna.
Dagna Wagna. Oh, I'm sorry.
Talia,
I think...
I always said I'd have your back, but you're being a little ridiculous tonight.
I know. He pisses me off. It's the It just... He knows he's all that. And he knows it. And it pisses me off.
I know, buddy. All right. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for this night to be done. So what do we do now?
I think I need a nap. That happens to be 8 hours, so just a regular sleep.
That was the cutest way for a character to say that.
Would I have a place to stay around here?
You've been gone quite a while, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might know of somewhere, but you're also it's probably just as accessible to your ship is in orbit. If you went and got the space elevator, you could just return to the ship.
Fair.
Or you could continue drinking, do a bar crawl, end up in Dagna's bed. I don't know your preference.
I don't think that's Fiasco's goal right now.
Maybe in the future.
If we know where they live, that would be very funny.
Don't know where they live.
Let me get on the OmniNet.
You could probably track them. All I'm gonna say is we've only got 6 episodes after today, so state your goals.
Do you want to find out? Because I feel like Firestorm and Renegade could find out. That's all I'm saying.
You want her to track them like a creepy,
I don't know.
stalker? She'll do it.
It depends on what Fiasco wants to do.
No, I was just saying if I knew somewhere nearby, I could like, get that name drop in.
Yeah, it's entirely up to you. The rest of the evening is yours. Your mechs will probably be ready about now. You've been drinking for a few hours now. So if you wanted to return to them and then head back up to the Epoch, you can do that. Or if you want to find somewhere local.
Do we get notified?
Yeah. After a couple of hours, probably about the time that Beatrix and Dagna leave, you'll see that there's a little notification. Delivery driver has attempted.
The notification makes it shows up on Renegade's like HUD, and she jumps and she's like, "Mechs are ready!" And then she's like zooms out of there, excited to get reunited with Firestorm.
Are there any laws or anything preventing the operation of heavy machinery while intoxicated?
You've all been through Lancer School, and it's not an official part of the curriculum, and it's not quite hazing, but you've all done it. Everybody does it at least once.
Joyride!
But also as a reminder to chat, don't drink and drive. It's
Don't
just
drink and
really
drive.
funny when it's giant robots in the space future.
And it's not real.
And not real. And
please,
Talia will be like,
please note that this channel does not condone drinking and piloting.
So, the choice is yours. Where you would like to go.
if Lex is bolting out of there, Talia is also going to try to see if she can't, like, stumble her way back to wherever the fucking workshop is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh boy. Oh,
Can I get my HUD to give me directions like Google Maps style?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I am drunk and I probably don't remember.
You did this to get here, so it's absolutely easy as anything. Like, you will also have a tracker on your mech. Like, you will always be able to relocate your mech. It's like the parking thing that they have in some Fiats.
Yeah.
So you parked it here. This is how you get back to it. You can't lose your mech.
Whee!
So you head out into the streets of Soji. It's darker now. The sun has gone down. It's still raining, a little heavier if anything. By now, it's starting to take effect. It's starting to keep people indoors. Normally, people might stay out a bit later, enjoy the nightlife, enjoy the street food. Not tonight. Most people seem to have given up, gone indoors. There's still a few folk around, but it's decidedly quieter. Are you just following the route directly back to your mechs?
I don't know how effective Talia would be doing that because red wine drunk. But yes.
Okay. Lex and Ari, if you could roll me spot checks, please. That'd be super great.
Wait, what? I am. Oh God. Me? Okay, I can spot things.
Luckily, you're the two most sober ones.
I'm not that drunk. I'm just very excited. Do I have any modifiers to this? No.
Nope, this is you're not that drunk, which is why it's not a risky roll.
Hell yeah. Okay.
16
cool.
and 19, yeah. So I think you're immediately kind of not on the back foot, but more aware than you were on the way in when you realize that things are quieter. You make your way down a few main streets, and by the time you reach a part of the route where it just makes efficient sense to take a kind of alleyway, Ari, you are very aware that there is somebody following you. Lex, you are also aware, and out of the corner of your eye, you think you catch a little bit of movement. Somebody's behind you.
How far behind me?
Plausible deniability far. Like maybe 30 feet. But for a few minutes, you keep tabs on them.
Yeah.
And they're definitely following you.
I get on comms, like subdermal, as I'm following this, and I say, someone's been following me. Just to, like, the entire group.
Do I have a sense that they're following all of us?
Yeah, I mean, you're moving as a group. It's very difficult to pin if it's one or the other of you. They're far enough away that it's all of you generally.
Oh well, yeah, okay, that's fair. Okay, then I changed that to someone's following us instead of someone's following me. Sorry, I misspoke. And I turn around. What you all see is just Lex turning around and following where she thought she saw movement.
You turning back the way you came?
Well, I'm turning in the direction I saw this movement.
Okay.
So what I would like to do actually is can I kind of like try to find them and do it like so that I don't get caught by them? Like,
Sure.
I'm gonna try to see if I can catch them somehow.
Yeah.
Catch them in the act.
If you wanted to attempt to move closer, I would say that would be an act unseen or unheard check.
Yep. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Just a straight roll, no modifiers.
I think I'll give you an accuracy on this because you kind of got the jump on them. You have been so hyper aware that you've spotted them before they've spotted that you've spotted them. So you know, but they don't know you know they know.
Okay.
So you managed to detach yourself from the group. You managed to duck down a separate alley, hide behind a stall, and what do the others do when this call goes out and you see Lex slipping away from the group?
Oh shit. Am I the one in the front? Am I leading the way? Because that's a dangerous option.
I think Ariadne is the main one leading.
I think Fiasco is being supported by someone.
Are Dandy and Talia like propping each other up, like leaning on each other as you stumble down this alleyway?
We do the like left foot, right foot,
shoot.
like.
Can I forgot I had this thing. Can I activate my stealth suit?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm invisible now.
You're invisible. You managed to slip away unseen. And
I just don't want to be seen by them.
yeah. Once you've activated that, it's very, very hard for them to see you. You feel fairly confident that you've got away from the group without them noticing. Whoever they may be.
Do we have like our weapons and shit on us?
I mean, technically,
I feel like that would be
probably
pretty
so.
dangerous at a bar.
You came straight off mission. You came straight
That's a
out
good
of your
point.
mech, so everything that you've
so-
had with you on mission, you would have with you still.
Oh yeah, I throw a frag grenade.
I'm invisible. Don't hurt me.
Fucking grenade.
I think Ariadne just like keeps walking a little bit, but like says over the comm, like, I'm gonna draw attention. We're just gonna directly get their attention. Do not engage unless they appear to be hostile. The moment they show any hostility, I do give you permission to engage, but not a moment before.
Shit.
Renegade gets on comms like subdermally and says, I think I saw them. I'm trying to figure out where they went.
Valkyrie, do you want to take my... And I pull out my light signature and my light AC. Like, I'm really fucking drunk. If I see anything hostile, I'm going to go swinging. And I don't think that's really great for a stealth mission.
I've got a grenade.
Maybe take that too.
She's like trying to put it in her packs, but she also already has a pair of sidearms, so it's kind of hard for her to try and carry this. And so she starts trying to take it. She's like, this is not going to work. Just
No, you're like General Grievous. Just take it.
That is a very terrible stereotype, and any of our fellow robotic individuals will take great offense to that stereotyping.
It's a stereotype. He has 4 arms. Also, who is this person?
I think Ariadne, if she's still hearing and is still aware of like folks following, she stops, she turns around, and she says, "Gentlemen, ladies, pursuers." Pursuers is a nice gender neutral term for it.
No response.
I'm going to
Lex.
continue following, or attempting to follow.
So they've started heading down the alley. The group has started heading down the alley. You have peeled off and essentially waiting at the mouth of this alley.
Mhm.
And as you do so, you see these figures. There are 3 of them. They're mostly kind of sticking with what little crowd there is, grouping up with people, but separate from each other. You can very easily, with a 19 on your spot check, tell that they are not moving like other foot traffic. They are decidedly shady. They move sporadically, pretending to look at shop windows, stopping to tie a shoelace. Their progress is slow, but by the time that Ariadne has stopped and called out, at least one of them is beginning to approach the alleyway. And when they hear Ariadne's call, they stop. They pause, and you see a hand go up to an ear, and they begin muttering to themselves, seemingly.
Could I attempt to either just physically overhear, or if I can't hear anything clearly, can I like digitally eavesdrop?
Yeah, give me if you're going for physically, if you're trying to get closer, I'd say it's another spot. If you wanted to attempt to home in on their frequency, I would say that's a hack or fix.
You know what? I'm gonna do hacker things because that's what I am apparently. Let's try that.
Go for it.
Let me see. Hack or
Just a
fix.
straight check.
Here we go. Watch me suck at the thing I'm supposed to be good at.
Foundry does that, and it seems to delight in it.
Okay.
12. Yeah, decent
Yeah.
enough. There's not a lot of signals here, so it's fairly easy to isolate the local frequency that these people are communicating on. It's not a super clear signal. Again, you've got a lot of interference, there's a lot of electricity flying about, and there's a lot of rain. But what you can hear, you make out that this person is coordinating, presumably, with the other 2, and says something like, "They've stopped. Wait or proceed." And after a few moments, the response comes back. Give them a second, then proceed.
So I imagine Renegade is invisible kind of against a wall and just like low-key waiting for stuff to go down nearby as she's picking this up. And she's trying to get a visual on her teammates and like wherever they are, and just I assume that her what is it called? Her subjectivity enhancement suite has some sort of built-in sensors so she can track her people as part of her tech. I don't know if that's the case, but she's essentially just scouting and, you know, waiting.
At the moment, all you can see are these 3 figures. They look built to blend in, but maybe built to blend into an environment other than this one. They kind of stand out by dint of their camouflage. They are swathed in kind of baggy, loose-fitting, rough-looking fabrics of black and brown and grey, and their faces are covered with almost like balaclavas, like scarves that have been pulled up around almost to their nose.
I quietly relay this information subdermally to the team, awaiting Valkyrie's further instructions.
Darcy, would you say they look hot, sexy, and romanceable, or like evil and we have to kick their ass?
You know that I'm going to say both.
Okay.
You can romance the evil. It's always an option. It may not be the best option, but you could.
Okay. Noted.
I have half a mind. I have half a mind to just like try to lose them around a corner and then like book it to the workshop because that's where our mechs are. And if they're hostile, then they won't be for much longer.
I will turn back around and continue walking, but giving the impression that like I've lost interest, but I'm still watching them the entire time they're following us towards the mechs.
Okay.
And Renegade's just still invisible following these guys.
It's like some Pink Panther shit. I love it. After a few seconds, hearing that you are moving on, the lead nearest to the mouth of the alley pops back into their comms and says, proceeding on. And they turn and go into the alley. They're subtle about it. You can clearly see them outlined against the light at the end of the street, but they stick to the wall. They've done this before.
Yeah, Renegade's probably gonna also stick to the wall because it, like some, maybe like she's done this before too, and just like follows them and like make sure she can get as much information from what they're doing to quietly relay back to Valkyrie and the rest of the team.
Full disclosure, because this is theater of the mind, one of them has gone down the alley. If you are following, you will be between that one and the other two.
Okay, not
two
all.
will be behind you.
Okay, so not all of them have turned. Just
the other two
are
are still a little way back and are following quite slowly.
Okay, they're. Can I tell if the person who has gone ahead is kind of the leadery type? Was it the one who was calling the shots through the comms?
You got the feeling that it was kind of a democratic decision. There was a question asked, like, what shall we do? And a group consensus was reached. There was no leader, per se.
Okay. They're working together, like, kind of like a unit. So I think what will happen is that Renegade is going to follow the one that's a little bit ahead.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're invisible, so you are very able to slink down into this alley. You now have one of them caught between you and your group. The group is regressing down the alley back to continue the route towards the workshop.
I can tell that they're just following the group towards the workshop, correct?
It certainly looks like that. They're not... They're maintaining a distance. They're definitely keeping an eye. This 4-1 definitely is following. It's not a coincidence that he's going down this route.
Like almost like he like pulled straws with his buddies and was the one that got sent.
He just happened to be the closest one when you deviated from your route.
Okay, I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it.
Because you said that they were like conspicuous, or at least conspicuous in a way that like shows they're not from here. Based off of Renegade's description, would I be able to like piece out where they may be from, like any more information that I can, just based off of like hearsay and something? Because I have word on the street.
Definitely throw me a roll on the street down. I'm going to give you inaccuracy on this for reasons that should raise your an accuracy, 1 accuracy.
Okay. Oh, because even would I have
despite your current mental state?
Wow.
You gain 1 accuracy.
I like that.
I'm helping.
Whoa! With a 26, even through your red wine Valley Girl drunk 2 a.m. just stumbled out of the club state.
You mean because of it?
Because of, like, it's just the free thinking, the synapses are firing. The description is so precise and so familiar. And the tactic is so familiar. You can almost picture these exact people in your mind. And I will show you all exactly what Anne sees.
I imagine that Renegade has also sent like pictures and like descriptions to
like
flat rounds
snapshots.
that has helped, like super helped her.
Absolutely.
Because Renegade's holy crap, those are people. Okay.
Those
I
are
fucking
people.
knew it.
Of course you did.
Fucking
That's
knew
why
it.
you got accuracy. You know without a shadow of a doubt. These are agents
Amelia
of
knows
House
that.
Sand.
I guess.
No.
Yeah.
With a 26, so does Talia. These are agents of the House of Sand. And they are hot on your trail.
The
But-
fucking dustmen.
Oh!
Yes. It's raining. It was difficult for you to see. But
That was
we're going to
the
find out
intention,
what
Mike.
their intentions are. We're going to find out what they're doing and why. And if you can survive it, next week, we're out of time.
So started blasting.
I started blast.
No! Now, okay, now it's my turn, right? Okay, let's go.
Sure. Roll initiative. Sarah, we're good, right? We can go for another like 3 hours. That's cool. That cool? I'm getting thumbs up from the producer. Let's go.
I'm
My
sorry.
favorite part of Lancer lore is how the agents of House Sand are dustmen, even though there are the House of Dust.
The actual House of Dust, right?
Yeah, that's why I got confused
Mhm.
earlier. I was
All
like,
right.
but these are things. Sorry.
God, we pack a lot into episodes, don't we? Like, we do it all. We really go.
I made myself
balls to the
cry.
wall.
Achievement unlocked.
We
She
live,
put a
we
lot- only on
laugh,
episode
and we
2.
love.
Well, no,
All right.
actually, Angela made me cry, but also I made myself
I
cry.
think
I was
Make
about
each
to
other
say,
cry.
I think I had a part in that. Thank you very much.
I don't know how we're gonna gaslight, gatekeep, girl boss our way out of this one, folks.
I
You
have
wanna
a,
meet the
planet.
I have a bond for that.
All right, cool. Thank you guys so much. Let's very, very quickly. We've got 7 minutes. I like to try and do it on time, so let's go. Let's go anti-clockwise again. We're going to start with Anne. Tell us who you are, who you have been, and where people can continue to find you, because you're on the internet everywhere. All of you are. And people are going to want to find more of you, because everyone's falling in love with you right now.
Cool. Hi, my name is Anne. You can find me on Twitter predominantly at XO_girlwonder, where I yell about my friends and I yell about the stuff I'm doing. I live on this channel. On Tuesdays, I facilitate Regency Remix, which is just me living out some weird Bridgerton fantasies. I'm here on Wednesdays doing this craziness with Renegade. I hope y'all enjoyed that. And Sunday, I'm playing my last D&D session of the season over at Cure858's channel. I don't know if we're coming back for season 2 for that, but, you know, whatever. I actually have a relatively light schedule this week. I feel
What do
kind of
you?
sad about that. Might have to change it. Thank you all so much for watching me cry on stream and have feels with Angela. Thank you.
Speaking of, Angela, give us your spiel.
Hello there, lovelies. It's, as always, a pleasure to know that you were able to tune in for our fantastic shenanigans, both silly and playful, and also heartfelt, sad, emotional moments. I am Angela. I use she, her pronouns, and I was here playing Ariadne/Valkyrie, one of the 7 Valkyries. I am in a lot of different places. You can find in my link tree in the chat where most of my previously recorded stuff is, but the stuff that is the most current as of now is number 1. You can find on Voice of the Phoenix over on itch.io my currently 20 playbooks for the Slayer RPG, as well as 1 poetry chapbook that was inspired by the Slayer's Almanac, and my 1 written game, Flame in the Abyss, which is a 3-person GM-less game about grief, memories, and learning to move on. I am also hopefully soon, if not by the end of this week, sometime next week, going to have a Berserk-inspired playbook up that I will happily reveal the title. It is known as The Barbed Blade. So there's that, and hopefully a Castlevania-inspired one soon as well. I am a freelance musician who is happy to create themes for a decent price for TTRPG campaigns or for websites or things of that sort. I've done commissions, and folks have been very happy for that. And I'm happy to continue doing that. I was a writer for the Slayer's Almanac. I'm involved in another project or 2 that's going to get going soon that I can't quite talk about in full just yet. And also, if you want to hear my voice playing a Phoenix-inspired, very anxious, social, young LGBTQ youth shelter worker in Heroes of New Halcyon over on Creme de Ment's Actual Play podcast, you can go take a listen to that, as we are almost all of our episodes are up for our first season. And that is an emotional time. And if you think that this is the extent of what I can do for a character. You don't know anything just yet. This is the
I
beginning
certainly
of
hope
sad.
not.
This
I
is the
certainly
beginning
hope
of
so.
feeling. But I think that's almost everything. Oh, and I'm also on TTRPG for the Contaminated, our Nawal actual play with an all Latine cast. And I'm gonna be involved with some other games, possibly here on this channel soon, because apparently people want me here, and I'm gonna just stick around, and no one
Absolutely.
can get me
you
out of
live
my
here.
hole.
You
I
live
have
here
dug my
now.
hole into this spot, and I'm
Mhm.
here, and no one can make me leave.
Nobody
You live
wants
here
to.
That's
now,
me.
Angela.
That's me.
This is what we do. We suck people. No, okay, I won't go there. Who's next? It's Gask. Gask, tell us all about
Me!
you. Tell us where you
Hello!
got those glasses.
I think I got them for a holiday in Spain in 2016, and they've been on my desk for a while. I knew that there was gonna be something as soon as you showed me that he had sunglasses. I was like, all in, baby, let's go.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
So I'm here, obviously. I also do run Blades in the Dark, which is a similar enough TTRPG to this on Sundays at Tavernot's channel with our beautiful producer Sarah. Thank you, Sarah, for all this lovely work that you do for us. I will never not plug you. Yeah, that's about it. I would also love to live here once there's more time zone friendly games out.
I'm
That
gonna
could
have
be
you.
arranged.
I'm gonna get you, boo.
That
gonna
could
make
be
it happen.
arranged.
Alrighty, and wrap us up. Well, not quite. I still have to say more words, but wrap up the cast for us.
All right. So once again,
Sorry.
I'm
Amelia, sorry. I was looking top left on Zoom instead of top left. I'm sorry.
I mean, my screen is here, the camera's there, whatever. I'm Amelia. My pronouns are she, her. You can find me on Twitter once again at am_rids_music. My professional account that I rarely ever use is at ridsamelia. If you want to hire me for music work, podcast editing work, all of that, whatever. The only thing that I do really of note on the internet is Darcy shaking her head. I am a player and the editor of Bring Your Own Mech, which is, I'm not going to say the premier queer Lancer AP podcast, but it is very queer and very Lancer and I don't know.
Very podcast.
Very podcast, exactly. Where I play Nita, call sign Matcha. Blah blah blah, what I was going to say. We're almost wrapped up with our first season. We only have a few more episodes to go. Please listen along. We have a whole lesbian wedding. It's great. We're actually going to be live with a Q&A this weekend as part of the Rainbow Roll Fest, which is a big online convention celebrating other queer APs. Party of One is going to be there. Goblets and Gays, our sister podcast, at Goblets and Gays on Twitter, I believe.
I'm a fan of Goblets and Gays.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. Go listen to Goblets and Gays.
Yes. Other friends, Clever Corvids with The City That Never Dies. I think on recording I said The City That Never Sleeps, and I feel really bad. I apologize, Clever Corvids. And a variety of other really great shows. We're going to be live with a Q&A on 5 p.m. this Sunday, the 19th. What else do I do? Not really a whole lot. I'm going to actually just manifest it. I have my own LCP for Homebrew Lancer stuff, but I desperately need to update it. So hopefully tomorrow I'll... whatever. And that's basically about it. I just do one Lancer thing pretty much all the time.
You do two now.
You do two
Come on.
now.
I do two now,
Yeah.
but I do one a significant longer.
That could have gone a lot of ways, and I would have got offended, but not really, because your podcast is way superior to the show. For now.
No, shut up.
For now. Give us a run-up. Give us some time. All right. I have to say words now too also. I'm JC Darcy. It has been my absolute thrill to be your GM for this evening. This group's really good. This game's got real potential. We've only got 6 episodes left, but we're going to pack as much feels and explosions into them as we possibly can. Two quick in-game things that I want to shout out just for credit reasons. A lot of the scenic art that you have seen me use on Foundry so far has been from a fantastic pack of generative art by Walter Licinio. You can find that pack on Itch. I will tweet out a link to it this evening. Absolutely astonishing. Some really atmospheric pieces, especially for sci-fi and sort of cyberpunk campaigns. Really, really highly recommend. And the ambient music that I've been using so far is all the work of Kevin MacLeod, whose license-free stuff is just really, really useful for GMs like me. Even if he does apparently do NFTs now. Can't win them all, I suppose. Never mind. As for my little self, I wear several hats here on the internet, and the best place to keep up with me and my shenanigans is definitely the Bird app. I live there. I spend far too much time there. You'll find all my announcements and all my reminders about my shows and projects. Links to my website, links to my itch. I write content as well. I like too many systems and I have a problem. My next stream will be with my beloved Necromancers over on the Lost Caravan RPG. You'll find us there on Sunday. We're playing more Lancer. We're going to blow stuff up. We're going to crank up the sexual tension some more. And we're going to navigate a Mad Max-esque planet in search of our corporate nemesis. It's going to be a good time. As for Ghost Run These Worlds here on this channel, there is still plenty of incredible content this week, so don't go anywhere. Roll for luck. 5e D&D Anchor campaign will be here in hours, mere hours, I believe. 5 p.m., 4 p.m., couple of hours. Just stay here. Just don't go anywhere. Don't watch any of the Twitch channel. Just stay here and it will come on and it will be wonderful. Tomorrow's Community Cleric features Sarah interviewing Haley Bell. And on Saturday, there is a one-shot of Wickedness, a tarot-driven game of queer witchy community, which I'd never heard of before, but sounds incredible. And plus all of that, there are 2 shows open casting. I believe they just opened like right now, or maybe tomorrow. 2 shows open casting, and creative applications are always open. So if you're watching this and you like what you see and think, I want to be part of an incredible, supportive, powerful community, plenty of ways to do it. Come do it. Go follow Girls Run These Worlds on Twitch. Follow us on Twitter, Twitch, either, both. And I am informed Sunday is Juneteenth, a Juneteenth game with Anita the Lesbian as DM. That'll be incredible. Check that out. Just check out all that stuff. Come get involved. It's a wonderful place to be. And we want you to come join us because it's so much fun. So, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you for letting me ramble. Thank you, everybody in chat. I'm sorry I don't read because I can't focus on 2 things at once and I'm always very nervous, but I see you familiar names. I see you new names. We appreciate you all. We love your support. Thank you so, so much. Right now, we're going to raid Haven RPG playing Cthulhu. Go click the link. Go give them some love and support. Support everybody you see on your screen. Support queer indie content creators because it's still fucking Pride Month. Be gay, do crime, put love out into the world, and you will receive it in return. Thank you so, so much. We'll see you same time next week. I got nothing else.